How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the return of the HR Office live here on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, here on youtube.com/hardestreset. As always, I am your host, Greg. I'm joined by the meanest of memesters, May. Say hello.
Hello.
We're also joined here by Mira, the most miratic of Miras. So give me a bomb. I fucked that up.
Bomb.
Let's just can we start the podcast over again?
No.
It's like hard cut. Let's go. There we go.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, we got some topics we're talking about today. Anime Matsuri is back at it again with the controversy, as well as voice actor Vic Mignogna. We are going to be talking about our experiences at Anime Los Angeles and Anime Impulse, as well as talking about the thing that happened at ALA in the early morning hours of Sunday the 13th, where a car fire was lit, set 7 cars on fire, and a guy was arrested for that. We'll be giving updates about what's going on there, and we're going to be playing a game because I've only played the first game of Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out on Tuesday, and I'm going to try to guess every single game, and that is not going to go well. So before we get started with all that, how are we all doing? How have we been? It's been a while since we've done a podcast. We'll start with Mira. How have you been? I got you right when your fucking mouth is full. I thought you would finish eating your little bit of fucking peanut butter. Here, while you're finishing that, May, how have you been as of late?
Good.
You been doing good?
Kind of being at home.
Being at
working.
home, working, going to cons, being a fucking weed.
Yes.
Which, that's what we always do.
Exactly.
Mira, you don't have peanut butter in your mouth this time, right? How have you been? What have you been up to?
Ready for tomorrow.
You're ready for tomorrow. Yeah, she gets to pick up Kingdom Hearts at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You also
I'm
excited?
going Friday.
You're going Friday, yeah.
During lunch.
You're getting paid, you're paying your bills, and you're like, fuck yeah, I deserve it. I want Kingdom
I'll
Hearts.
pay you Friday morning when I wake up.
That sounds fantastic.
That way
Honestly,
I know
dude,
my money's gonna be gone.
Honestly, dude, like, but
It's
that's
there for a minute, and it's gone.
and it's gone. I mean, hey, bills are paid, and you get Kingdom Hearts, dude. That's all that matters to me.
So I have to just play Vesperia in the meantime while I wait for Friday.
It's all good.
I can.
I'm not even gonna be.
Vesperia and 14.
Oh yeah, 14.
I'm gonna tell you this. I wish I had the remake of Resident Evil 2 because I hear it's fucking
it's
good.
good.
I hear it's so good. I'm actually considering it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why haven't you gotten it yet?
That's true. Yeah, I'm making money
You're
again.
making money,
You
yeah.
can tell me if it's scary because.
Oh, it's spooky.
Apparently, the gore is a lot more.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a zombie that eats ass.
What's that?
There's a zombie that eats ass in the game.
Alright, we're going over the game.
Alright, I need to go right
The
now.
thing is, I'm not even making this up.
There's a zombie that eats ass. Oh man, the ass-eating zombie. That alone.
We're walking across the street right now.
Right now, yeah, we gotta go and get that fucking game. That zombie that eats ass. Oh, I would say holy shit, but I kind of anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it will be a holy shit if he's eating that.
Oh man, I don't want that thing eating my ass. Ugh, I don't. I don't know. When I think tongues and buttholes, I don't think zombies. That's.
Do you think about tongues and buttholes a lot?
I mean, ass eating is a thing. It's not a thing I'm majorly.
Do you think about it?
I mean, it's things I've come across. It's not like I'm actively looking for dudes licking buttholes, but or even chicks licking buttholes. It's not like.
What about zombies eating buttholes?
No, that's definitely not in my Google searches. Don't check my Google searches. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
Incognito mode.
Yeah, incognito. Roman's just like, I need an adult. But yeah, that being said, yeah, I hear the remake of Resident Evil 2 is really fucking good.
I
It's
also heard they're using the engine from 7.
yeah, I've seen some gameplay of it, and you could tell like they from the ground up redid the whole game.
Hopefully they do that with Nemesis 3.
I would not be surprised if they eventually did that. Like,
Did they just do that for 4 again?
Do you hear people are complaining that the remake for RE2 is too hard now?
like
apparently-
It's hard.
Like,
though.
people are complaining that the difficulty's too high. The
What was-
zombies are like... Okay, so the thing
what was
is...
the tweet that you had read to me that made me go, this person has never played a Resident Evil game before?
It was someone basically saying of, like, the zombies are what she calls bullet sponges. And apparently, like, the weapons are super weak. She's like, I've been running around for 2 hours on, like, caution and dying.
Oh yeah, and it's like, this is definitely not
Game of the Year contender.
And I'm sitting there, and my first...
And people are like, someone should tell her to play a different game.
My thing is that she says, oh, zombies are bullet sponges. Like, you do remember that you have to shoot the zombies in the fucking head, especially in Resident Evil. If you don't shoot them in their weak spot, you're wasting a bunch of fucking ammo, dude. Like, that's what when I think Resident Evil, I think, inventory management, and I think you got to be careful with your ammo because that's what the games were.
Wasn't one of them you had like a limited amount of times you could save the game too?
Oh,
like you ran out of ribbons
or
something?
In the original Resident Evils, you had to find ink ribbons for the typewriters
Yeah.
to save. And if you didn't have any, you couldn't use typewriters to save.
Yeah.
So you had to really...
I think by 4 they had just made it where you could
they
save.
took it out,
Yeah, by 4 they had changed that.
4, because they did it after up to Code Veronica.
Ooh.
And so 4, 5, and 6.
God, I remember when I played Code Veronica on my 360 because it was on the Xbox Live Arcade. And it's like, I went to go save and I forgot about the whole thing of, you don't have any ink ribbons. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? God damn it. It's like you had to...
You have a siren going on in the background.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'll tell you what else is pretty wild. Whatever the fuck is going on with Vic Mignogna and Anime Matsuri right now. So, I'm glad that we're recording this on Sunday, not when I found out about this on Tuesday. So... I'm going to default to you on the beginning parts of this just because you were the one that was kind of like sending some of the info over to us on Tuesday when the shit started coming out. So go ahead and just kind of give a brief summary of what apparently was going on.
So this surfaced after the whole Broly movie came out because the new one came out.
Yeah, which Vic Mignogna is Broly. Yeah.
So there's a hashtag trending. Well, I don't know if it's trending now, but there's a
It was
hashtag
trending,
on Twitter called Kick Vic. It's basically explaining all the stuff that Vic has done at cons to minors and how he treats con staff and whatnot. How a lot of cons have actually banned him and will not invite him as a guest.
Yeah. Which, didn't I hear Anime Expo might have been one of them that banned him?
No, they didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, Anime Expo.
I could have swore there was something like 3 or 4 years ago I'd heard that they had actually finally banned him.
No, because there's people talking on Twitter how they're adding Anime Expo because they won't. They still won't ban him apparently, or they haven't banned him.
Right.
That's what I'm hearing on Twitter.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I remember you saying that, and then didn't that also come to fruition, too, because Anime Matsuri had also invited Vic as a guest.
He's an official guest.
Yeah, it's like all of that was happening around the same time, which I never shill old things that we do, but I'm going to put it in the description of the podcast. The podcast we did this time last year about all the bullshit that happened last year with Anime Matsuri, with all the guests that were pulling and shit. In fact, that was the year that they were trying to tell Leon Chiro to not go to Anime Matsuri because he was a scheduled guest, but he ended up going anyway. Because also, he's in Italy, and his shit already planned, and international flights are a fucking bitch. You know, it's like if people give him shit for that, then they can reevaluate their lives because that's way different than like, oh, hey, it's a domestic U.S. flight. Like people, like last year, the whole thing was like Johnny Young Bosch pulled. A bunch of other like voice actors had pulled.
Weren't there people from like Steven Universe that were supposed to be there?
Yeah, and they all pulled. They all pulled as well.
And parents were getting pissed. They're like, I wanted to take my kid to see Steven Universe, but now they're not there anymore.
Yeah, not realizing that the reason why these people are pulling is because the long story short for what had happened, and we go in depth on it on a podcast we did back when we did the Snazzy Cast last year, was Anime Matsuri is poorly run, but not just that. The guy who runs it mistreats the guests. There was an incident related to Matthew Mercer one year where he was, if I remember the story correctly, he was pulled into a panel that he was that he was told he had to host, and he couldn't host it or something like that. It's either that's what happened to Matt, or it was something where they said he was going to be at a panel, but he was already on a flight home, and like Anime Matsuri tried to turn the crowd on Matt when he's just like, don't blame me, my dudes. It was one of those two situations because there's a lot of information, and with how busy I've been this week, and I got a couple delivery stories I'm going to go into. Like, I haven't gone back and re-listened to that. But the big thing this year was Anime Matsuri. I don't know if it was around the time. Was it around the time Broly movie was coming that had come out, and Vic had kind of come back into the limelight?
Well, it was
that they announced him as a guest.
Oh, I don't know about the Anime Matsuri thing. I don't know when they announced him as a guest.
Right.
I didn't read that part.
But the bigger deal is because I know people were adding Anime Matsuri like to fall on deaf ears because we know how well Anime Matsuri listens to people that complain about him because the con still happened last year with the little guests that they did have. But the thing was, my big thing that I remember was, or that I remember seeing on Twitter this week was a lot of people adding it Anime Matsuri. It's like you're going to allow a guy who sexually mistreats underage women to your con To which the replies to those threads were, "This is the same guy that allowed the misconduct of Japanese fashion people. So of course he's going to invite somebody like Vic Mignogna." Their words, not mine. I want to clarify that right now. Those are Twitter users' words, not mine. I have some strongly worded opinions that I'm going to try to keep as cool-headed as possible, because on Tuesday I was furious because that all culminated because Vic Mignogna put up a tweet that was a long
Did you see his original apology?
No, I did not see
Somebody got screen caps on his Discord server, and apparently it's a lot different than what he posted on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, it's been edited. Like,
Really?
he edited the one on Twitter from the one on Discord. I don't know where the screenshots are. I just happened to stumble upon.
Do you
Twitter.
kind of remember, like, was it a lot more kind of...
It was worded way differently.
Damn.
To be fair, that might have been an in-the-moment apology. Maybe he was pissed and wrote something like that. I mean, I've done that.
I have no idea.
I've done shit
I
like
mean,
that
we've all
before.
done that, yeah.
I just know on Discord, it's people got screen caps, and it was a lot.
I'm looking it up right now. What's a response to sexual harassment, homophobia? That's Polygon.
It's probably gonna show the original one.
That's that one, yeah.
How I found it on someone's Twitter thread.
It was on a Twitter thread,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's the Rooster Teeth subreddit. Let's see.
Discord is in the search result.
Let's see. This is the response. Okay, that's whatever. Yeah, if we can't find it, then we can't find it.
If we find it, we'll put it in the description.
Yeah, if we can find it, yeah, we'll find it. But I do have what he ended up being his actual response. I'm just going to read the whole response. Because the thing is that the common thing on Twitter was a lot of people were like, wait, did he do something new? And a lot of the people on Twitter are saying, no, this is shit that's been known for years. That's just coming back up again because he's a part of the big production again. And a lot of people were calling out Funimation. There was a thread about how Rooster Teeth is a disgrace for keeping Vic employed as Crow, because Ruby is this show that, promotes,
It's progressive.
It's a very progressive show that promotes openness and all that kind of stuff. And yet, in their words, that they're allowing a homophobic, sexual mistreating guy on their show. And so they were calling out Rooster Teeth. They were saying Funimation needs to fire him. There was one thread that was like, you guys are calling out Funimation, but you need to call it every single company that still employs him. Like, there is a massive coup going. I shouldn't say coup. There is a massive conversation that is happening about Vic Mignogna. And the reason why I keep saying these are their words, not mine, is because number one, they are their words, not mine. But number two, in the grand scheme of things, we're all aspiring voice actors, and regardless of what our progress is as far as getting to the goal of becoming a voice actor, we kind of want to be very careful with how we talk about things like this. But at the same time, you kind of can't sugarcoat if there is a problem. So it's like, that's more myself than any of you guys, because I can become very opinionated. And I've been opinionated in the past. I have had history in relation to Vic Mignogna before. I have a public apology on my personal YouTube channel of when I signed the petition to have Funimation kick Vic Mignogna from the role of Rin because he was homophobic. And I had signed the petition because I was angry at the time, and I posted a big apology because I was an aspiring voice actor, and I realized that's going to look very poorly on me if I were to eventually start getting roles. They're like, well, look at all the shit he said about Vic Mignogna. You think you want someone like that to be, there. And I made the comment, and Vic had responded, which I still have all the comments there. He had responded saying it's fine. We, everything was fine, etc. But I read this apology, so I'm going to read this myself, and then we'll kind of get into other people's opinions, which will maybe kind of help me find the words that I need to say. So this was Vic Mignogna's apology. This is heartbreaking. Over the last few days, a number of comments and allegations have been voiced on social media. I'd like to share my thoughts. Homophobic? No. Some of my dearest friends are members of the LGBTQ community, including several that I brought into My production family on Star Trek continues. This is a blatantly false statement. I said many years ago that I didn't think a particular character I voiced was gay, contrary to what some fans believed, not because it matters to me at all, but because I was told this was the case. I also elected not to autograph Yowie, not because I'm homophobic, but because I didn't want to sign material that was not canon. I'm putting a pin in that one because I have a comment about that. Anti-Semitic? That's the first time I've heard anti-Semitic. Oh, God. I couldn't even grasp where that's coming from until someone pointed me to a moment years ago where I was in a panel and referred to a bunch of noises coming from another room jokingly as a Holocaust. Okay. As I said then, it was a metaphor for Armageddon, death, and mass destruction, not the Holocaust. Could I have chosen different words? Sure, in retrospect, I could have. And, of course, I'm very sorry that it offended anyone. I'm going to make a comment right here. We all fuck up and say bad things. I can't say that he's anti-Semitic at all. Like, that's kind of fucking bullshit. Despite my other opinions, I know for a fact that anti-Semitic thing is bullshit. It's the same thing of, like a few years ago when J. Michael Tatum was accused of being a rape apologist. Or not a rape apologist, but
basically saying rape was okay because it's funny.
No, because he was talking about France. It was the whole controversy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was accused of making light of...
Because they called it the rape laugh.
He was accused of making light of rape when he said, no, my comment was, I wish you'd calm down with the rapey vibes, because the question was to him, what would you say to France if you met him in person? And he said, I'd chill it with the rapey vibes, and that pissed some people off. And he, Tatum took to Twitter and said, I am not a rape apologist, I'm not making light of rape. I chose words carefully. If I would have this moment, I would say, chill it with the creepy vibes. I wouldn't have said rape. That's, that kind of stuff happens in the heat of the moment. You say things, I'm willing to say, as we go on, I am certain I'm going to say something stupid and not word something properly. That is something everyone is going to do.
Which seems hypocritical.
Are you trying to find it?
It seems hypocritical to me because the Hetalia fandom was making rape jokes about France ever since, especially before it even got dubbed.
Oh, yeah.
But then all of a sudden Tatum says something like that, and all of a sudden they're basically dragging him into the fire.
Yeah. Which...
I'm just like, okay, do you want to point the finger back at yourself?
Okay, I'm going to...
Apparently, and there's new stuff out now, too, from Discord.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can make that into a video on its own.
Yeah.
But I found it, yeah.
So wait, so they're trying to say that he's, innocent about it?
Yeah, this is from the I Stand With Vic hashtag. I just found it on there.
Of course.
It's a lot of stuff. Like, that's the original apology that he...
Damn, yeah.
There's a lot of screenshots, so...
We'll make an additional video for this later.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot to go through.
There's a lot I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'll bookmark it for you.
Yeah, just bookmark those tweets. Anti-Semitic, Okay, I sincerely apologize to any convention staff member who ever felt I was anything less than kind and grateful to be included in their event. Unknown to most staffers, contractual arrangements made in advance with cons were occasionally not honored when I arrived and made me frustrated. Okay. That does not excuse me making anyone feel badly, and I am deeply sorry. Okay.
Which we don't know what those obligations are.
Okay.
So.
All right. I've never staffed a con, but I've known people who've staffed cons that have very strong opinions against Vic Mignogna, saying that he's just a massive asshole to deal with at conventions. But, I mean, I don't... Like I said, that's stories have been recounted to me. I would also like to sincerely apologize to... Okay, here's the part that I need to take a deep breath. I would also like to sincerely apologize to anyone who ever felt my interactions with them, a hug, a kiss on the cheek or forehead, was crossing a line. Never in a million years would that be my intent to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Rather, it's meaning to show gratitude or support. I come from an affectionately expressive family where such displays are commonplace, but I understand not everyone feels the same way. Hence, I will not be interacting in the same way with fans in the future. Understand this is the climate we live in, and this is how it has to be. To my fans who ask me for hugs, etc., I'm sorry, but please know that I am no less grateful, supportive of you. Finally, any allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and more disturbingly pedophilia are completely and utterly false. My heart weeps for anyone who endures a violation of this kind. So to be accused of harming others in this way, I have no words. Sincerely, Vic Mignogna. Okay.
Everything you say is stupid, though, Greg.
That's very true. Okay. So that comes out. Twitter's still ablaze with accusations and stuff like that. And it's shit that came out years ago. And even more stories came out. In fact, that Tumblr of horror stories of Vic Mignogna came back in a conversation on one of the Twitter threads.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, so I did tell you that the Discord, there's new stuff now.
Oh, what's the new stuff? Basically?
I didn't read it, but there's new Discord stuff now. And it's on Vic's Discord. That new stuff came out. So.
Is it for him or against him?
I don't know. I didn't read it. Okay. I just know people posted stuff about on the Discord, the new part of the stuff.
We'll look afterwards.
And the
there's
thing
a lot to dissect.
I'm serious when I say this, that I'm actually looking into this for a future video. Kind of this it's not something coming in the immediate future because there's a lot of information to process. There's a lot of it's kind of in a sense of it originally was a video that was separating art from artists, but because every few years we have the cycle of stories about Vic coming out, and also seemingly, at least from what I've noticed, a lot of voice actors have distanced themselves from Vic in recent years. Like people like Todd Haberkorn, J. Michael Tatum, even people like Chris Sabat, a lot of the Funimation people like Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, a lot of them just don't even not in the sense people grow apart, people move, stuff like that. But they still speak, fondly of their work. They completely remove themselves from whatever work that Vic has been associated with, which I have noticed that in the last couple of years.
Isn't Todd still in the Star Trek Continues?
He is, but if you go to one of his panels or you hear him talk about things, he immediately skirts the Vic questions now, even though he used to talk about his interaction with Vic all the time. Because, the joke was they used to be con husbands because, they would always go to cons together and they had that kind of rapport together. Now Todd doesn't even want Vic mentioned, it seems like. Because I've seen some... I shouldn't say I've seen, because I haven't seen. I've heard from people that have gone to recent cons from Todd, he is skirting Vic questions. So I'm kind of like, wow, somebody that close to Vic is skirting the Vic questions? That's weird. It doesn't say anything, but that's always been weird to me. Mm-hmm. But anyway... that's just something I've observed. It's not saying that he's a pedophile. It's just I find that interesting. Maybe it is a thing where maybe Todd is skirting the questions. Maybe because with Tatum, it seems like most of the questions he gets at any panel nowadays, maybe he's just sick of the meme. It's let's just talk about things that are going on right now, which I don't blame him. Mm-hmm. It could, like I said, it could be completely innocent reasons. Let's skirt the Vic memes. That was years ago. We're working on a show together. If you got questions about the show, we'll talk the show. Which, he'll at least still talk about Star Trek Continues if people have questions and stuff like that. But yeah, so that came out, and Twitter's kind of going back and forth. I don't know who wants to go first, kind of giving their opinion of this whole thing. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can go first. Honestly, I don't have an opinion. I'm just reading it just because... I'm just curious to see what people say. Right. Otherwise, to be honest, I really have no opinion on it. What do you think? I'm being that distant bystander that just sees what's going on. Yeah. But just to see, I'm being when there's a car crash, people get nosy and see what's going on. I'm being
you're a rubbernecker.
I'm a rubbernecker. I'm just seeing what's going on.
But you're pleading the fifth on your opinion of what's happening.
No, I honestly don't have an opinion on this. Like I said, I'm honestly rubbernecking. I'm curious to see. Yeah. What's going on with the whole Vic situation. That's it. Yeah. That's my opinion, is that I don't have an opinion.
Mira, you and I had a really big, civil, but a really big disagreement about this whole thing. And now that it's Sunday, I've calmed down and I feel like I can explain my end, but I want you to say, because you have very strong opinions about this.
I'm just trying to keep away from it just because I don't want to get involved with shit like this right now. Just because, I have skewed opinions because my interactions with him were pleasant. Right. Every memory I have is a good memory. Mm-hmm. So, seeing things like this, I'm just sitting there it doesn't match with what I've known. Right. So, I don't want to, I don't know. I'm wanting to keep away a little bit just because I don't know anything. Right. They're different experiences than what I had, so who am I to say? Greg is wrong.
I'm always wrong. Let's be real for a moment. Then, because you were very much, I don't want to say, what's the word I want to say? You were very much, I want to say, understanding of Vic's point of view.
I'm understanding of the apology.
Yeah, you're understanding of the apology. I have, and
because that's mostly what I was breaking down was the apology.
I have one issue with the apology, and that is the addressing of the unwanted hugs, kisses on the cheek, and whatnot. And I say this because I come from an Italian family, much like Vic comes from an Italian family. Or at least a European family. European families are very close. We hug a lot. We kiss each other on the cheek a lot. You know, when I used to visit old family members, it was the kiss on each cheek. That was Italian living. You were close. You had that familial bond. But something that I learned from my father at a very young age is you always ask if it's okay. You never assume it's okay. And in reading the apology, it concerns me just because of the fact that, at least to me, the way the apology comes out. And I'm not saying this is Vic's intention or what he's even done. I want that to be clear. But it to me, like, the homophobia stuff, that can be debated. The anti-Semitic stuff, I can say, is bullshit. He acknowledged the specific situation that was brought up and kind of called awareness to it. So we all say stupid shit in the heat of the moment. Sometimes it's in private, sometimes it's in public. That's just fine. That does not make it... He is not anti-Semitic, I will say that. But that whole thing about the unwanted hugging and stuff like that, I take issue with the seemingly wanting to excuse it for your upbringing when... I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me that that's the default explanation, you know? Because I grew up like that. I grew up in a very huggy family. We always kissed each other on the cheek. It's always, that's how we function. But my dad taught me at a very young age, hey, some people aren't cool with that. You always ask. You always make sure. And that whenever we had friends over, like when they would leave, like, they would say, hey, we're a very huggy family. You want a hug? If not, that's cool. That's how it always was. You know, when you were first brought into the family, like, hey, we do a lot of hugging. Are you okay with that? And when you first started, it's like, hey, we do hug. Like, you guys can attest to that. My family's always made sure, hey, we do hugs. Is that okay? You know, that's how they grew. That's the environment I grew up in. You know, while it may be okay within close proximity of people that you know, you always ask for permission. And that is my biggest criticism of that whole apology. And that's the part I was literally in all caps screaming to you as I vented about it when you were on your lunch on Tuesday. And I'm not going to go into what I said there because that was very hateful what I said. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I took issue with that because I grew up in a family like that. But I have always made sure, even if it's new friends, I'm like, hey, we do hugs. Are you cool with hugs? Are you okay with hugs? And if they're like, they go for the handshake, I immediately go for the handshake. Because if they hesitate, then that means they may not be okay with it, and I'm not even going to chance that. That's the way things have always been. You know? And if anyone has ever said, hey, you hugged me and that was weird, I immediately apologize. I'm like, I apologize. If it felt like that, you know, you were obligated for a hug, just know you're never obligated for that. You know, and that's where I take issue with the apology. I am not saying he's a pedophile. I am not saying he's a sexual assaulter. There are people convinced on one end and people convinced on the other end. And I'm also going to say that I am going to decline to give my full opinion because I know I'm biased. Mm-hmm. I have had opinions about Vic Mignogna in recent years, maybe not as favorable, which play into my biases. And thus, I have to admit that I'm biased and I'm not going to admit what I think. At least in public. You two kind of already know how I feel about Vic. But what I am also going to say is, especially with somebody like Vic, like, it's hard because he was the first voice actor I ever really paid attention to. Mm-hmm. You have the same story. I think we all have the same story. Vic Mignogna was the first voice actor that we really paid attention to and went, yeah, I think I want to learn more about being a voice actor.
He's the reason why I actually got an interest in it at a panel.
Yeah.
Same.
I watched panels of Vic. Like, I religiously watched panels of Vic. And, like, I like hearing him talk about voice acting and his interactions with everybody. Like, his rapport with, like, Travis Willingham and Todd Haberkorn way back in the 2000s and stuff like that. And hanging with, you know, J. Michael Tatum. It's like, that's how I found out about these other voice actors in the first place. Yeah, you know? OG Fullmetal Alchemist is still my jam. And Brotherhood is definitely one of my favorite shows. Like, Brotherhood is fantastic. And not to diminish 2003 FMA, because that's nostalgic and great. It was like, I loved FMA. I loved Oron. Like, Oron was my fucking jam in high school, dude. I loved him in Soul Eater. Like, Soul Eater was awesome, dude. You know? And then, you know, I had my opinions about roles after that. But then when I saw what he did for, like, Crow and Ruby, and, like, he was in Joker Game, and he did, like, a bunch of other roles where he varied how he sounded. And I'm just like, okay, he does have a range. Let's not dance around the subject. He is a talented voice actor. Maybe the direction has not been perfect for him because maybe they try to typecast him in a certain voice, but he has proven, especially in recent years, that he has a range and that he can do different things. In fact, I'm going to say Crow is my favorite role of him because it's so different from anything he's ever done, and he embodies that. Like, Vic is the furthest thing from a piece of shit alcoholic drunk, but he plays that role so fucking well. Like, Crow is one of my favorite characters in Ruby.
Dude, you want to talk about range? Talk about going from, like, Ed to Broly.
Yeah. It's like,
just that range is nuts.
He's a talented voice actor. I do have issues with the way that the explanation of the touching, the hugging, I do take issue with that. I do also have to make another comment, is what I put a pin in. It was his whole thing about not wanting to sign Yaoi because of the canon. I went back in my memory, and I need to go back to panels. But if I remember correctly, did he ever give a distinct reason until now why he wouldn't sign it?
I think so. I think people on Twitter mentioned it. People, right now, a lot of people are going back to old panels.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact wording.
Well,
but
also on top of that, like, no one records the signing stuff. Especially if you're, like, going
But
to
I know
I think
he's
someone
been talking
said on Twitter, like, there was a panel where he specifically said why he wouldn't sign it, but I don't know which one it is. But yeah,
I remember seeing, and like I said, my memory's foggy because these are panels from like 2009 to 2011. Like, I distinctly remember him talking about not signing Yaoi because of religious things. That's what I specifically remember. But the thing is that if it was always because of the canon thing, like, my other thing is, why not speak out about that in 2009? Why not be like, I get that you ship it, this is not canon, I'm not allowed to sign it? Because I'm going to say this, people like Clifford Chapman have actually come under fire because he won't do non-canon lines. People bitch at him on Twitter like, oh, how dare... I saw people on Twitter around, like, Level Up Expo time and then, like, at ALA time...
Because they were wanting him to say abridged lines, right?
They were wanting them to say lines that weren't in the show. And there's strict contracts that say that give specific rules. I mean, Kristen, who she drew that art of a character from My Hero Academia. She has a stipulation in her contract that she's not allowed to draw anything from Yuri on Ice. Like, the Yuri on Ice contract is, we love the show, we're not allowed to do we're not allowed to put out any sort of art for it. It's in the contract.
I think it's just a studio thing too, because this is Bones related, and then Yuri on Ice is Mappa.
Yeah.
So it might just be a studio thing.
It's a part of the contract.
But that's just voice actors, right? Because I see fan art of
that's
voice
voice actors.
Official,
that are
like, fan art like that. She can't do.
Like, she draws she
can't make money off of it.
Every postcard that she had at her table at her signing at ALA was characters she's voiced, and she's an artist, and she drew every single character that she's voiced. And you can buy him and she'll sign him and all that fun stuff. So, like, that over there, which, go ahead and grab that real quick. So this whole thing, her character, of course nobody can see it, but there's a whole thing here. It's her character from My Hero Academia. She drew this, and she made this. You know, and Bones and the production team behind My Hero and Funimation were like, yeah, go for it. But with Yuri on Ice, because of the way that the contract was, like I said, it's more of a studio thing.
Is she in there?
Yeah. In Yuri on Ice, she's what was it?
She's one of the triplets.
There's triplets?
There's little triplet girls.
There's triplet girls?
Mm-hmm.
Yuri on Ice?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're from Yuri.
They're like fangirls, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but she voices one of the triplets, but she's not allowed to draw any of the triplets because they can't do Yuri on Ice art. Shout out to Robot.
Mappa's like really protective of
They
stuff
really
for Yuri on
are,
Ice, 'cause
yeah.
when Octopimp was wanting to do Yaoi on the Rocks.
Oh, they shut that down immediately.
He got episode 1 out, and then he said, I got hit with copyright strikes and everything because Mappa was going after my videos, and if they're going to keep doing that, I'm not going to keep going with the series.
Yeah.
So episode 1 is the only one that's still out.
Yeah.
He can't do them anymore.
It was the
which
same
makes
reason,
me sad because it was so funny.
It was part of the reason why Team 4-Star never did more of the Attack on Titan abridged, because they got hit with so many copyrights. Because the thing is that, like, 4-Star, they've, DBZ abridged?
Mm-hmm.
That's their big, bread and butter. Funimation even acknowledges DBZ abridged. They know that that's a big series, and in fact, they've done work with Team 4-Star. Like, that's what got them popular.
Who did the abridged series for Sal?
I have no idea who did Sal abridged. I haven't even watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's like, yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's one of those things where, tying it all back to the whole Vic thing. If that was the case, like, I just wish he was more vocal about it in the moment. Be like, at signings, or talking about, it's like, I know some of you guys are going to want Yaoi signed. Because it's not canon, I am contractually not allowed to sign it. To which you deal with the initial disappointment, like what Clifford Chapman has had to deal with for not being able to do My Hero Academia abridged lines. But the thing is, people get over it because the rational-minded people go, no, that makes sense. They sign contracts when they sign onto any role. A part of the NDA is the contract of what you can and can't do once the series is out. And for My Hero Academia, part of the contract is, if you're going to do any sort of lines or represent the character at all, it has to be within the canon of the show.
Isn't it like Overwatch as well?
Yeah, Overwatch definitely is like that too. Because do you remember back in the day when you can go to a voice actor and have them do like a shippy line or something like that? Those days are long gone now.
They were? They were then?
They were, how do I say this? Cringy fangirls would go out to voice actors and do it. But now, because of how tight the contracts are, no one's allowed to do that anymore. Like that, those days are gone. Like nobody can ever, unless it's a canon ship. Say for example, you want.
Just for this example, say Ed and Winry.
Yeah, if you want Vic to do a line that's shippy with Ed and Winry, because Edward and Winry are canonically together.
Cringy fangirls like Greg.
Yes. Because they're canonically together, if, like, for example, they wanted Vic to do the ending line in Brotherhood when he proposes to Winry, that's canon. That's in the canon. He's allowed to do that. But if they wanted to do it with another character, he's not going to do it because it's not part of the canon. Which honestly, I can't fault him for that. It's just my critique on that is just I wish that he would have been able to just be more open about that. Be like, I'm contractually not obligated, or I am not going to sign this because it's not part of the canon. I don't have a say in it. It's what the directors have told me that it's not canon. So.
The only two things I have to say is, one, we have to remember, this has been 10 years later. People change. People grow from their, whatever they said 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. We've all changed from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We all evolve in our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, previously it could have been a religious reason, but now that he's had time to think about it, and that he's gotten more work, and the characters are getting more diversive, maybe he's changed his thinking for why he won't sign things like that.
Or maybe talking about the industry side of things 10 years ago was different than talking about it now. Because if you think about it, like, I didn't start hearing, I don't want to say an excuse, because it's not an excuse. I didn't start hearing the explanation of, I can't do it because I'm contractually obligated. I didn't start hearing that till recently. Like, I think the first time I heard it was at Level Up Expo last year when we were at the My Hero Academia panel, and someone wanted Clifford to do the My Hero line or the My Hero.
Remember Keith Silverstein did that too, because somebody asked him to say a line as Torbjorn, and he said he couldn't do it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was over because that was at was that Anime California?
Yes.
Yeah, because he was at Anime California. That's right. Mm-hmm. Someone wanted him to do a Torbjorn line that wasn't canon of the game, and he goes, "Is that a canon line?" And like, "No, it's from this." He's like, Blizzard will not allow me to do that. Yeah.
Even then.
Yeah. But that's still a recent thing within the last 3-4 years. It's like, you didn't hear about it in 2010. also, I don't think anime was as big of an industry as it is now. Because you got to argue, anime is such a big industry now.
It's incredibly mainstream now.
Especially with people like Michael B. Jordan, who just, when people are finding his old tweets, he's like, dude, I still fuck with anime. Anime's fucking up. Like a dude.
Do you hear people are still claiming that he's just a impersonator? He's not really a true anime fan. There are still people saying comments like
which that. he keeps tweeting out, like, random shit. It's like, dude. But it's like, you gotta think, like, it's crazy that people, like, Mother's Basement did a video about this, and it was a really good video, that, Kim Kardashian posted a picture last year of 02.
Yeah, because she said she dyed her hair.
Liked her hair
too.
She dyed her hair. She's like
poser.
Yeah, it's like she dyed her hair like
What's
02.
Posier?
Posier.
What's a posier?
Posier, yeah.
No, that's just I think the British way of spelling.
Oh, well, still posier.
Because they put a U in everything.
Yeah, but
basically.
Yeah, and then of course everyone's saying she wasn't really an anime fan. She just posted because it was the cool thing. There's two sides.
But the thing is that, like, I think Mother Basement he'd even prove it was like, no, she paid attention to the show. And I'm like, that's actually kind of cool that a Kardashian. I mean, I think Darling of Franks is hot garbage.
Of course.
But the thing is that the fact that
It's
she
the
paid
punk
attention,
version.
yeah.
My thing is like some celebrities, they don't venture out and watch so much anime. They have like a genre they like or a series that they're following, and that's all they watch.
Because they don't have. Most celebrities don't really have time.
Yeah.
To sit and watch
even then,
anime.
it's like some of them like they don't want to have to go out and look for stuff that they think they might be interested in, and then find out it was a waste of time. With like in the case of Michael B. Jordan, DBZ is amazing. Everyone fucking knows about DBZ. You don't have to research what it's about. You just sit down and watch the fights.
The thing with Michael B. Jordan, though, is in his old tweets from 2010, he was live tweeting the weekly Naruto and Bleach updates for the manga. It's like,
how do you do that? How do you
all
live
anime
tweet
is
garbage?
Basically, like, the updates
As
come
you're
out,
reading.
The updates come out, he'd be like, yo, dudes, new Naruto, let's see what's going on. And as he's reading it, he's tweeting like, yo, did that shit really fucking happen? Oh my god. And then like with Bleach, it's like, alright, Bleach is out, my dudes, let's check it out. And he's like, yo, what did Ichigo do this time? Holy shit. It's like,
what's Ichigo now? God damn it.
yeah, right. But it's like, he would live tweet as he was catching up on manga. And it's like, that is really cool that someone as popular as Michael B. Jordan not only has done that, but like the reason why he got with Rooster Teeth and did Genlock, which came out this weekend and I still need to watch, the reason why he did it, he's like, yo, this reminds me of like fucking Eva and Gundam shit I used to see as a kid. He's like, this shit's so cool. I was like, and he's so hyped to be a part of that. It's so cool, you know.
Rob says all anime is garbage, but he likes Umaru.
He does like
He
Naruto.
wants to pinch her cheeks.
That's very true. But yeah, it's just like anime is becoming very. I mean, people are gonna complain. It's like, oh, anime is mainstream. Da 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 da. You know, I'll tell you, it won't be mainstream. The anime where I want to fuck my sister. I'm like, well, no shit, that's never gonna become mainstream. But the other example is look at how fucking.
I don't like any anime.
Look at how fucking popular My Hero Academia is.
It's in hindsight, it's good that anime is mainstream now because we're getting it in so many different formats, so it's easier to watch a show more than ever now.
I love all the legal means to watch anime.
Remember back in the day when we had VHS
yeah,
tapes?
Like 10 years ago, we didn't have simuldubs like Funimation has.
Wait, what about fucking Sisters?
We didn't have the simuldubs. We didn't have, you could buy a streaming service and watch it. You had to wait. Like most companies, they dubbed it and they took maybe a year or more to even dub an anime.
I didn't know Alabama had an official anime.
So yeah, anime took
They have
forever
their
to
own
dub just
genre.
to get on DVD.
Well, remember how much of a...
And the dubs may not even be that great.
Exactly.
Well,
But now
remember how much of a hassle it was to even get things like Funimation Channel way back in the day. Mm-hmm. You know, I had Funimation Channel, but I didn't have it until like 2010, 2011. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like, that's how I watched things like Baka and Test. And I caught up on things like Black Butler. That's how my dad found out about Black Butler and went like, yo, this shit's kind of cool. Like, he watched like 5, he said, it's like, yo, I sat and watched like 5 episodes of that Black Butler show you talk about. I get why you like anime now. And I'm like, yeah, that shit's fucking wild, isn't it, right?
See, like, for me, like, where I used to live, the only things I had on TV were, like, Cartoon Network, whenever they aired, like, Toonami and Adult Swim and everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe Fuse would have, like, some late-night anime, like, for, a small point in time. That's how I found Ergo Proxy. But then
I forgot about Ergo Proxy. Oh my
but
God.
then when I got into like college and everything, I found like Netflix, Hulu,
Netflix.
Crunchyroll,
Yeah, once these streaming
Funimation.
services started to pop up.
He has explained Black Butler before.
He has. I gotta find that video, but he has explained Black. I would love to do it because we're actually, fun fact, we're going to be working on bringing that back. Like my dad and I are gonna get in suits, and I'm gonna have
God!
We're gonna sit in, I'm trying to find a place that has a fireplace. We might record it at Grammy Publix because they got that fireplace. And I'm gonna set up a camera, and we're gonna sit there just in suits, and we're going to just have my dad explain anime. So it's like at the fireplace explaining anime. But anyway, yeah, it's like
Greg in a suit.
But all it comes together is anime is more accessible than ever because it's mainstream now.
I would say the streaming services single-handedly save anime.
Yeah.
Because people are willing to pay $7 a month for Crunchyroll or $6 a month for Funimation.
Or like $9 whatever for Netflix.
Yeah, or like get some.
Because Netflix has got so many original things going on too that like some of their anime is actually pretty good.
Okay, case in point, nominee for last year's best anime, Devilman Crybaby. Wasn't Violet Evergarden on Netflix? Yeah. And then Amazon Prime had Banana Fish,
which I still need to finish.
Which like, well, I mean, I ended up lagging, and I have another month of Prime now, so.
Okay.
There you go. But yeah, it's like
Rob is willing to spend $0 for Crunchyroll.
Well, good thing for you, sir. Crunchyroll is free.
I was gonna say
you
can
can
do free
get the
trials.
It's free. So there you go. You're spending $0.
You don't even need to do a trial. It's just you'll have ads in your video, but
and
it'll be free.
And you're gonna have a delay in your anime, so.
But it'll be free, and you'll
know,
all you got to do is like mute it when the ad comes on.
It's like I personally have Netflix and Funimation, and you via proxy have Crunchyroll. So it's like we have all of these means to watch anime, which is why I think people are even more open about what they can and can't do and can and can't say, tying that to the original discussion.
Yeah. Hey Robert, I think Umaru is on Crunchyroll.
It is. Umaru is on Crunchyroll.
That's how I watched it.
I want to watch the dub of it because the clips I saw were just fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Same with Sakamoto. I want to watch the dub of Sakamoto. I just want to watch Sakamoto in general because I want to watch Lawrence Sontag the anime. See, you watch Funhouse now, so you get that reference. You get that reference, yeah. No, he said. Didn't Lawrence say in the video there's like Sakamoto? I think it was like in a podcast or something because they were talking about. Have you heard of Sakamoto? He's like, it's my life story.
I'm willing to spend $0 on
Funimation. You don't have to pay for Funimation either.
Yeah,
it's free.
I mean, you don't get access to the immediate new stuff, but
you're a week behind. But otherwise, you still get it. They're making it easy for you.
All these streaming services are free technically. You don't have to pay.
Basically, you pay to get
it's not illegal
current like when Japan has it right there. Yeah. Otherwise, as long as you're willing to wait a week,
knock it off, people.
As long as you're willing to wait a week, you can watch shit for free on their sites.
Back to the topic at hand, we can't. Voice actors nowadays can't say stuff that's not canon.
Yeah, which I mean, it makes sense, and you can't fault them for that. And just if that was the reason all along, my one critique is I just wish he was more open about that because he could have been like a guy as popular as he was 10 years ago. He could have been the first one to really kind of set a standard of this isn't canon. I'm not allowed to sign it or not allowed to do the lines for it.
Exactly.
And then because then like there's no shame in saying that because if it's in your contract that you can't sign it, people can't complain because you want to keep being employed. So
I will say this, people have said that before he was uncomfortable with signing stuff, but you gotta realize people were bringing stuff of like Ed and Roy for him to sign, or Ed and Hughes, or even Ed and Al. You'd understand if he wasn't comfortable with that. But people,
I mean, all of them made me go,
but people have brought up fan art or doujins of stuff like that for him to sign, and he had to tell him no because it doesn't make him comfortable. Because Ed is a minor. Yeah. Everyone forgot that little detail.
As much as I would
like to be... I get it if that's the case.
As much as I would like to be the voice actor that would like to tweet out, hey, bring me your doujins for me to sign, and this current era of dubbing anime or just being a part of voice acting, like, that's not possible
That's
anymore.
Why nowadays, I don't know if you see it, a lot of cons will even say in the rules.
It has to be official.
It has to be,
official. You can't bring bootleg. I mean, there's some cons.
Unless it's like fan art you drew.
There's some cons.
But then you can, if you're giving it to somebody, that's a different thing.
Yeah. Cons are okay with it because I've seen. I don't know if it's gonna be like that anymore. But Matthew Mercer back then would sign non-official stuff. But this was back then, so I don't even know if he'll do it anymore.
I don't know, but
It might have been before the convention itself cracked down, because sometimes it's up to the con.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, before then, certain cons he went to, like, he signed non-official stuff, like a Levi mouse pad or even a Crom mouse pad or even a body pillow of McCree.
Can we talk about, speaking of Matthew Mercer, that I feel bad for him in a couple retrospectives, because not only did he get thrown into Attack on Titan with the Aaron Levi shit, but then a couple years later he got thrown into Overwatch with the Mikonzo shit. Because, like,
it seems like he's fine.
At least with Mikonzo, he's able to play it off.
The thing with Mikonzo is he had a lot of experiences with the Levi Aaron stuff, which I heard. This was a story that was told to me by, I think that's Patrick Seitz' significant other that's with him. That when Titan first started, that Matt was not ready for the amount of attention he got for Levi. And they had said, I was like, yeah, it seemed like Matt would be okay. And they straight up said, no.
Old Mikonzo had a farm.
Oh, no.
Pew, 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 pew.
But I was like, they were like, no, he was not ready for the fan reaction to him as Levi. I'm like, really? And then I see his, like, Between the Sheets interview, and I'm like, well, no wonder why. He is a very, like, he's really good at playing it off, but he's a very introverted person with a lot of mental shit that he deals with.
What the fuck, Ruben?
That's actually the IEAO. That's actually a reference to a System of a Down song. So I get your reference, Robit.
But no, like, the whole Mikonzo thing, like, didn't he say that Overwatch is kind of a thing of, like, the universe is so wide that it probably could have happened at one point in time?
His explanation was, I'm certain in one universe that could have happened, but in the actual universe, no.
But then flip it over to Aaron and Levi. Levi is, like, what, in his 30s at least?
Yeah, or late 20s, early 30s, yeah.
Aaron is, like, not even 20.
No, he's, like, 15.
That's
Aaron's, like, 14,
fucking
15.
creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Like, so I get why he's more forgiving of, like, Mikonzo stuff, just because, like, there's a possibility that it could have at that point, just with how crazy that universe is.
Yeah.
But Attack on Titan?
No.
It is a big, big red button.
Levi Hanji for the win. Anyway.
Greg is the only cool person at the table.
But anyway, so...
I could have said that before.
That was a very long, like, 50-minute talk about that whole thing. But the thing that I want to end about is the...
30 and 15 is statutory.
Yeah. The thing I do want to talk about that also came out during this whole Vic Mignogna thing was that other voice actor that had...
Neosi or whatever his first name is.
Chris Kerboff. Right? That Chris guy, right?
Yeah, he has
his last name is like Neosi or something.
Chris Neosi.
But apparently he's known as Kerboff.
He's like Curbstuffer or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like in Tales of Zestiria.
Yeah, I know one of the characters.
He's in Mr. Osamatsu.
He's in Otamata-san. Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. And it came out that he was sexually abused his ex-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, ooh. Now that...
And yet people apparently aren't really saying anything about him.
Oh my god. Like, I saw that and I'm just like, I need to look more into that.
I was like, dude, I never even heard of this dude until now.
I need to look more into that, but if what seems like on Twitter, there are credible sources, what the fuck, dude? I'm not gonna say much right now, like, you know, we kind of danced around the whole Vic thing, but that whole thing with Chris Neosi, like, if that shit's true, what the fuck, dude? That's fucked up, dude.
When they mentioned they brought back, I can't pronounce this voice actor's name, but he was in Dan Angel. He went to jail, and then someone made a reference to Scott Freeman.
Oh, the Scott Freeman shit, yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. Part of the reason why I've been dragging my feet on Catching Up with Psychopaths is because I know Scott Freeman's in the dub.
Just tune it out. Tune his
That's the thing I'm trying to train myself.
That's why it hurts going back and watching things like Hitalia or Baka and Test, just because
Scott Freeman's in both those shows, yeah.
Well, Hitalia at least he got replaced, but Baka and Test, are they still even doing Baka and Test
They
anymore?
did 2 seasons and that was it.
Yeah. So like, there's no chance of recasting that guy.
They could do what they did for High School DxD.
They brought Josh in.
Yeah, they replaced him. So
yeah,
if they ever did, they could replace him.
And then Hitalia.
Which Josh got a lot of slack for that, too.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, what the fuck is Josh doing? He sounds like shit in this role. And, like, he had to take the brunt of that because at the time, Funimation couldn't announce because...
They didn't say,
They didn't say anything that was going on. And it's like, people are like, what the fuck? What the fuck is Josh Gray? Like, I literally saw a comment that came. I was like, what the fuck is this cuckboy doing in a good role? Like, this is bullshit. And then that whole shit came out, and I was like, Oh, that explains
Oh,
why
how
Josh.
the tables have turned.
Oh, that you cut off a friendship because of the Scott Freeman thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Like, I have no tolerance for joking about stuff like that.
Yeah, they joked saying, "Oh, I guess he was just getting into character." It's like that's not a fucking joke.
Yeah,
It's like, all right, time to take out the garbage.
What's that? What's that word for acting? It's when
You're method acting.
Yeah,
he was method acting for this character.
That's
I'm like,
when I said.
oh, so child pornography is method acting? No, you can go fuck yourself.
Well, I didn't say that, but
no, that's
no, but it's the logic.
Well, I'm just saying. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm looking more into that Chris Neosy thing. I'm just like, that's really fucked up. Man.
I feel like we need to just get you a cork board and have like the strings go across the room.
So he's gonna
like
do
in
what?
Always Sunny.
Yeah.
What's his name in Always? I'm like
Charlie from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be the board.
You're gonna be
the
Charlie
conspiracy
from
board.
Sunny.
Yeah.
You're gonna connect all these fucking threads to everybody.
Oh yeah. So let's
Moving along.
talking about fucked up situations. So we're gonna get into the ALA and anime, our ALA and Anime Impulse breakdowns. But before that, I want to get the serious shit out of the way. So I want to briefly touch on the thing that happened at ALA this year. That was the car fires that happened. So for those of you who don't know, in the early morning of Sunday, the 13th of January, there was a car fire that erupted in one of the hotels at ALA that spread to 7 other vehicles that got destroyed. And what I also found out in the news articles, the 7 vehicles weren't just the only ones that were affected. There were other cars that were hit with debris and shit.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of other cars had minor and smaller damage, but those 7 cars are the ones that were just dead. And it was later found out that there was a guy, and I'm going to take the Phil DeFranco approach of I'm not going to say the guy's name.
Let's just say he was living in Riverside.
Yeah, so the guy, this guy had been stalking this cosplayer, and I found out he'd been stalking her for years because they worked on a project. Was it like 2013, 2014? It was like a Power Rangers fan project they worked on.
Which people are trying to see, because there was a post on, I guess, Tumblr or something that had gone out before this convention of, they were talking of some dude that had posted about how he was following this girl, he was infatuated with her, and he had found out where she lived, and people were like, is this post talking about these two?
Oh, I know what post you're talking about.
And we had no idea?
Yeah, we don't know. But
We don't know, yeah.
But everyone thought it was a coincidence, the timing of when that came out.
Yeah, but apparently it was found out that this guy was infatuated with this girl. He was stalking her. He was trying to put out a bunch of advances on this girl. She denied them.
Yeah, and basically she cut off the friendship.
She's like, no is no. Like
he didn't like that, basically. And
So-
to sum it up,
Doesn't she have a boyfriend, too?
yeah,
she
I
did,
wanna say,
and she cut
She's
it
like,
off.
sorry, I got a boyfriend. I'm not welcoming this. I don't appreciate this. Cut off the
She
friendship.
cut it off, and he didn't like
So
that.
how did he react to it? How any rational human being react to it? Doused her vehicle in gasoline and lighted it on fire.
Because every rational human.
Every rational
when
human
someone tells
being.
you no, that's how you react every time.
What angers me the most about this whole situation, which to wrap the whole actual story up, guy got arrested Sunday morning. They arrested him in Riverside. I thought there were rumblings going around that he was going to get out on bail. As of right now, there hasn't been an update. So from what we know right now, he's still in jail, which is good because if he were to ever get out of jail, that woman's life is in danger, and I would not want him to get out.
Which he was being charged with the arson and the stalking.
Yeah,
So it wasn't just one or the other, it was both.
So shout out to
Oh,
Romano who's rolling on through. But yeah, so this incel who can't take no for an answer doused her car in gasoline and lit it on fire. And the proof is out there. I've watched the CCTV footage from the security footage.
Oh.
CCTV cameras are what generally security cameras, yeah. But there's actual security camera footage of when he lit the fire and ran off.
I saw pictures of it.
Yeah, I watched the video and it's kind of disturbing. I mean, not kind of. It's very disturbing. Just watching him kind of linger. He's lighting a cigarette, and then you see the fire just go, whoom, and you see him running off. I was like,
it's almost like he's making sure it actually caught on fire before he took off.
yeah. It's like he was making sure the fire was stoked and that it was going to light, and then he ran off. Just like I said, 7 cars got completely totaled. It's God damn it. Closed circuit television, yeah. So he got arrested. There's no word on him getting out on bail. But yeah,
it was like a, oh god, what was the bail set for? Was it 2,500 or was it 25,000?
I thought it was 25. I thought it was 25,000.
It was one of the two.
Bail was set pretty high,
and no one has gone forth to put the bail in.
I mean, yeah, that was the last updates. I know it's gone forth to put the bail in. To which I'm just like, you know what? It's good on the people that not want to bail him out. Like, good on people close because like. You know, I did a video last year about like the friend zone stigma, and you know the fact that for lack of better terms, I used to be an incel. I used to definitely think that the friend zone existed, and that women that want to give nice guys a chance were just dumb cunts who didn't want, to give a good guy a chance. To which, as I grew older, realized, oh, I'm the dumb cunt, not them. You know, the women were just being honest and said, look, I don't have feelings for you. And instead of being respectable about that when I was in high school and starting in college, I would just berate them and just be angry at them. And it's just, you know, as you grow up, and you know, Robin makes a joke of Greg is an incel.
Greg is no longer coolest.
Well, the thing is that like you gotta admit where you came from. You gotta not sugarcoat things. And I used to be an incel. You know, I was the one on Facebook back in 2011 that is, the jar of peanut butter is not the coolest. In 2011, I'd sit there and I'd be the one that would post things about, you know, thanks for not giving me a chance. Sincerely, you're a nice guy, now newly turned asshole. And I got called out for it. In hindsight, justifiably so. But as I grew up and started learning that, like, that's not how you handle those kinds of things, you know, you learn that, you know, number one, relationships just aren't important. But number two, you realize the reason why shit's not working is because there's something wrong with yourself. There's nothing wrong with them. You know, they don't like you because in hindsight, they just had no interest. You thought there was an interest because the thing is that when you're a guy that you think you're ugly and you're like, oh, this pretty girl's talking to me, you immediately gravitate to feelings for them. And when they reject you because they don't have a thing for you, it's not because anything you did wrong. It's just that's how the cookie crumbles, and people need to learn that. And you know, I have said some bad things to people in my past, and I have had to deal with that accordingly. But never once have I ever wanted to set someone's fucking car on fire. That is just disgusting. You know.
They posted on the Twitter thing, and it makes sense. This is why nowadays women can't say no. Because if you say no...
Yeah, it's like you wonder why women can't say no. It's like, because shit like this happens.
And the sucky part is, if you say yes, you're fucked. If you say no, you're fucked. It's unfortunately, it's a, what is it, damned if you do.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's like, at that point, you have no choice. What are you going to do?
Well, even like before this, it's like there have been stories for years of women telling a guy no, and she ends up dead.
Yeah.
Because the guy just can't take that no well.
And I've seen, like, analogies where, you know, you go to a party, this guy offers you a drink, you say no, and basically it's to the point where he guilt trips. He's like, well, I was nice to you, I got you this drink, why won't you take it? And then it makes them feel bad. And it's sad.
At that point, I'd just be like, I don't drink alcohol, dude.
Well,
sorry.
Not even, just the analogy, not even alcohol, just a drink in general. Like, it's to the point of, you know, they're being so pushy, you feel guilty. It's like, why won't you take this drink I got you? You know, I'm trying to be nice and you're being a bitch, basically.
Or even, like, at parties now anymore, it's like, if you get a cup from at that party, you have to keep that on you at all times, especially more if you're a woman.
Or if you have a cup, like, if you can't let go of it, even if you turn away for a second, it's with you, you still have to be careful, because people can do it real quick.
You go to the bathroom, you come out, you gotta dump that cup. Yeah. You can't be too sure.
Just shank the person,
If only murder was legal, right?
Oh, murder of incels, let's just say. I'm kidding. I don't want to murder anybody. I think incels need to grow up and they need to learn that what they're doing is wrong.
I'm just referencing The Purge.
Isn't there a subreddit of guys? It's called the Blue Pill or something, or the Red
Pill.
Yeah,
they're talking about Red Pill.
Where they think they're entitled or something. Isn't that
yes, it's basically like men's rights people.
I think I stumbled upon that Reddit once.
Yeah.
And I read it and I was like,
it's
and you wonder how bad that term Red Pill is. So Maroon 5's latest record, Red Pill Blues, a lot of people were giving him shit. They're like, "Oh, are you promoting red pilling?" And they're like, "No, we said red pill blues because the play on words was funny. Like, that's literally why we did it. It has nothing to do with this trend of red pill."
It sounds like they're trying to do a parody on the real folk blues over here.
Yeah.
But regardless, so unfortunately, this is the
See, I thought of The Matrix.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's originally from?
The thing is that, like, that's where red pilling comes from, is they reference the Matrix.
Yeah. Red pill, blue pill.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah,
nowadays it's just...
You can't do anything online anymore.
There were guys that were getting offended when women were generalizing, like, how men act, but the thing that I also have to call out is, do you think women would have these generalizations if they didn't keep happening? Because the thing is that it's
or if like a majority of their experiences were of this variety.
Yeah, it's not. The thing is that it's not like an outlier situation that maybe 1 in every 100,000 women experience. No, like almost every single woman has experienced it in some way, shape, or form. Which that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know, that is sad. That is fucked up, and that is something women should not be dealing with.
But unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
That is the world that we live in.
Black pill, red pill is better.
Black pill, red pill. God damn, I wrote it. But yeah, it's sad because you've had bad experiences with it. You've had bad experiences with it, and it's just like, you know, it's sad. You know, it's like you had, you know, you have situations like some that you still have issues talking about at times, like in personal conversation, because you're like, yeah, this fucked me up a little bit. You know, I mean, even bare minimum, like when you were still in Missouri, all the guys that would just try to like get at you and catcall you just because you got big tits. It's like, stop fucking talking to me. I don't care. And then they get pissy at you, call you fucking bitch because you want to acknowledge them. You're like, no, you're being the fucking bitch for saying this shit to me.
I was gonna say, Romano's been there for a couple of instances.
Yeah.
So
I remember you telling me about a couple of instances back when you were in Missouri. I was just like, I would have beat the shit out of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sad that happened, but I am going to give a little bit of an update that there is currently the ones that I have in contact are for GoFundMe. So the woman who got targeted, she has a $25,000 GoFundMe that's already at $14,000.
We should specify that this is the one that was actually the stalking victim.
This was the one who was targeted, whose car had the gasoline poured on it. You have one coffee that's doubled its amount.
Aww.
There's another coffee that's very kind of low, and I'm hoping more people start donating to him.
We can probably boost that one.
Oh also. Yeah, absolutely. And then we got the PayPal link for this is actually a Vegas cosplayer. Because what was the name of the cosplayer? What was the name of the cosplayer that we saw at Level Up last year who had the Vegas Golden Knights cheerleading outfit?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention.
She was the one that posted about this, like, yeah, Vegas cosplayer of ours, kind of
their best friend apparently.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, we're just a little desert cosplay community. We need as much help as we get. And that one's already at over 10,000 or 10,000.
Did they have like a specific goal number?
They just started a PayPal. They didn't have a specific goal number. They just had a PayPal. So
okay.
In the description of the podcast, we're going to have links to all that shit. But
we're gonna like specifically boost that one that's not doing
that one. Oh yeah, we're gonna make sure that one. I mean, all of them deserve money, but that one specifically because it's such a low goal and definitely needs some more attention. Because I want everyone to be able to you know,
reach their goal,
recoup from this, and all that fun shit. So. You know, that sucked. I'll tell you what didn't suck, though, and I'm going to kick this over to Mira first.
Oh, no.
As I go grab another drink.
I have to pee.
And you go pee.
We might need to take a break, actually.
Anime Los Angeles. Actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Because I have to go to the bathroom, too.
We all have to go to the bathroom. All right, so we're going to call a break right here, my dudes. So let's see. We got a quick... go ahead and read that real quick before we go on to our break.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I had a time that some guy at a party kept hitting on me nonstop and didn't get the hint,
as I didn't respond to him, finally my brother stepped in and said, you know, she's engaged. Leave her alone. Conventions are for losers. I do know what she's talking about.
Conventions are for losers. That is very true. So
we're going to do a podcast first. We're going to take a break.
This is not a podcast first because
We've taken a break before?
The Jake Paul podcast, the almost 4-hour podcast we did.
Oh, did we?
We took a massive break. Here, let me move out of the way real quick.
Well, I'm just going to...
Don't crawl underneath the fucking table, babe. God damn it, my dude. Alright, so when we come back, we're going to talk Anime Impulse. We're going to talk ALA, our experiences with all these conventions. And at the same time, we're going to be having myself try to explain every single Kingdom Hearts game, even though I've only played Kingdom Hearts 1. We shall be right back, my dudes. And I hope you guys enjoy this little fucking break we're doing. Hey, like I said, this is funny that we're all taking a break. But you know what? Podcast breaks are just fine. So, meanwhile, enjoy the fucking music as we take a break. Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the HR Office podcast live here on Twitch.tv. We've refreshed, we've used the restroom, we've refilled our bevs, and now we're going to talk about some more lighthearted things. We are going to talk about...
Did you say hard?
Oh, we'll get to that in a little bit, my dudes. Jesus Christ, I'm excited for that. But anyway, so... Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the 2 conventions we went to, which is why we had a gap in our podcast lineup. So first convention we attended was ALA, Anime Los Angeles 2019, our first convention of 2019. I'm actually going to kick it over to Mira, because Mira has never been to ALA, and you've never been to a Ribbon Con. So, what did you think of ALA? What did you love about it? Just tell me, what did you think about ALA, and what did you love about it?
It was,
That's a good answer.
It was fun. I don't know.
Are you sure
sure?
that was fun? Yeah, you don't
you
sound like you had
sure.
fun.
You sound like,
Yeah.
yeah it's fun.
Like, oh yeah, it's totally great. When in your mind, you're just like, I never want to go again.
Well,
Sorry.
did you like it? Like,
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Okay. No. What did you like about it?
What did you like about it? Yeah, tell us about your experience at ALA.
Yeah,
And
did you
why
like the
loved it.
ribbons? Did you like the weather? Did you like the people?
Did we like the weather?
It was raining that weekend.
There was.
That
Well,
is-
there's one point it was raining.
yeah, that's true.
But it was cold.
It was cold.
It was. I was so warm in my fucking skull jacket the second day.
She's staring you down.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were Joker the second day, remember? Or okay, we went days 3 and 4, and on day 4 you were Joker, so you were warm. I was warm because
I'll
I
be
was
honest,
cold.
I forgot I was Joker.
Yeah, you forgot you were Joker.
I forgot I was Joker for a second.
Oh my god!
Remember, this is the same girl that forgot she cosplayed All Might.
Did you forget you cosplayed All Might last weekend?
No.
Just the 2 other times.
I also forgot I was supposed to be Alucard.
Oh yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna tell that story real quick before we continue with ALA. So was it earlier this year? Was it at the beginning of the year, or was it end of last year? At some point, you were asking.
No, this was during LA.
No. When the initial conversation, I think, came up. Did we have this
Whenever we had the
conversation?
initial
I
conversation.
just remember at ALA you were talking about
Because
it.
you had made mention of, like, you want to cosplay Trevor.
Oh yeah, you're like, well, what's stopping you from cosplaying Trevor? I'm like, I don't know. You're supposed to be
This was at
Alucard when you
ALA.
want to do it, and you're like, oh wait, that's right. I'm supposed to be Alucard.
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is ALA.
yeah, man, we don't have an Alucard.
This is
Well, no,
at ALA.
there had to have been a conversation before this because you said you asked Crystal if she could make you into a pretty twink boy.
I asked her that on Halloween. But this specific conversation did not happen until ALA because I saw the cosplayers and that's what brought it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because she was just like, "Yo, Greg, when's your Trevor Belmont coming?" I'm like, I don't know, mate. When's your Alucard coming? And she goes, "Oh fuck, that's right. I'm supposed to be
I
Alucard."
forgot I was supposed to be Alucard.
That was awesome.
so good.
So anyway, so like, it was a ribbon con. Like, what did you think of the whole ribbon stuff?
I mean, it was nerve-wracking trying to do it at first.
Yeah,
It is.
I can understand that.
Like
Yeah.
the first, I think it was last year. That was the first time I actually got up the courage to ask, so I can understand. It is very nerve wracking, especially.
Yeah, we've gone for the last 3 years, and it took
You
us.
don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, you don't know these people, so you
Yeah.
have to. A lot of times, if you don't have ribbons to trade, you have to work it up the nerve to ask them if you can have some. It's very nerve wracking. I agree.
Yeah,
and
people-
also, like, if they give you a challenge and if you fail that challenge for whatever particular reason and you don't get the ribbon, you feel stupid for it because you're just like, especially if it's like trivia, because it's like, oh, I
Well,
guess
here's
I
the
should have
thing.
known
Most of them though, if you don't get it, they understand because some of them you can try again another hour. They'll alter it for you. They won't. They're not trying there to make you.
My prime example is I got a 14 ribbon, and the guy had asked a question that was way ahead of where I was, and I had made the comment, "Oh, I just finished a Realm Reborn." And so he altered what I had to do because I'd only finished Realm Reborn. That way, because he knows I'm playing 14, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to play catch up before Shadowbringers. And he was like, okay. And then he had me do something related to a Realm Reborn, and then I got the ribbon.
Yeah, so they're not there to try to make you feel stupid. If you don't know, it happens.
Yeah,
why,
absolutely.
That's why cosplayers, they'll tailor it for you. They want you to get the ribbon. They don't want to make it impossible. Now, there were cases of during the ALA group, afterwards that people, they just wanted ribbons to have ribbons. They weren't even in the fandom, and they were really rude about it. That's when you gotta look
That's
at it.
some bullshit,
That's
yeah.
when you gotta look at it and you go, do you really need this ribbon, or you don't even like the series, you just want it to want it.
Yeah.
You know, but most cosplayers, they will, or people passing out, they'll tailor it for you. They're, like I said, they're there to make sure you get the ribbon. They're not trying to make it hard.
Hey, Nana and Kelsey let me redo the Kingdom Hearts one because I brain farted on what the next line was in Simple and Clear.
I just laughed
Because
as
they're
they go to
like,
me.
when you walk away, and I'm like, I literally go, oh fuck, what's the next
And
line
then
in Simple and Clean?
they went to me, they're like, May! And I'm like, what?
And then I called out Mira, I'm like, she absolutely knows the lyrics to Simple and Clean. And you're like, what am I getting called out for?
Don't at me, bro.
And then they look at me, and then they looked at me again, and then I did it, and it's like, yeah, the one part I remember was the baby! It's like, I remember.
And copyright.
Yeah, right? But yeah, it's like, it was funny because like they even let me do it, yeah. Apparently my dad's dog went to a family friend's ranch.
To be taught how not to be a bully.
Oh boy.
The command word is douche.
That's the best command ever.
The chat's showing up on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I purposely have it so people can see what we're reading.
That's beautiful.
I'm so happy. I would be happy too, Robin. Absolutely.
I will say though that the ribbon that made me the most nervous was the Ready Player One.
Oh, because you had to answer trivia, yeah.
Because there was some trivia related to like 80s iconography, and I'm not too well versed on 80s movies and all that jazz, and I'm sitting there like, fuck, please give me a good one.
Right, yeah.
And thankfully I got an easy one. I was just like, oh, thank God.
Well, what did you get? Like, what did what did Parsival drive in the?
They were like Parzival drives a specific car in the race for the first key,
right?
Yeah.
It's like, what is the name of the car and what series is it from?
Like, it's the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah. Which, like, I heard there were even harder questions before that, and I was just like, thank fuck, I got the DeLorean question.
Can't wait to walk my dog and tell him douche so he'll chill out. That's the best.
Hey douche, come here.
I wanted a 14 ribbon, but to get it, I had to answer a trivia question, and I knew I wasn't going to get it because I didn't memorize the names of the little Namazu guys.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm going to get it.
For a second, I thought I wasn't going to get the My Hero one.
Which one?
The recovery girl.
Oh, the recovery girl one, yeah.
I was sitting there like, I can explain
We lucked out because we got All Might on that one, yeah.
I was moving my hand for a little bit in there. I was just shifting. So when I got All Might, I was like, oh.
This All Might, his quirk is one for all.
I almost said all for one.
You almost pulled a Ray Chase and Impulse, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
I did. But I got it, and I was like, yay. And then you got me an All Might ribbon.
Yes. Oh, I did, because I'll tell you what I had to do. I had to do the line. Because I'm going to do the line right now as well. I'm going to do it exactly the way that I did it today. Okay. So, like, all right, go ahead and do the line. So I'm like, okay. So I fucked up. It says, because it's Fear Not Citizens. Because I said for Iron Man. Like, wait, no, I fucked it up. All right, so then I stopped. I'm like, all right, here we go. Fear not, citizens, because I am here. Ha 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 ha. And everyone was just like, holy shit, that was really good. I was like,
Greg had to kill a man.
Yeah, I had to kill a man. No, it's like I had to do that.
Your best, Chris. What? How do you say
Chris Sabat.
His Chris Sabat impersonation.
I tried my best to do my best Chris Sabat, and everyone's like, fuck, that was really good. I was just like, oh man, but Chris Sabat's so good, bro.
That's why he's All Might.
That's why he is All Might. That's very true. Did you see the memes going around of like Chris Sabat on Twitter is like, yeah, I got nominated for My Hero Season 3. All Might is hands down the best role of my career. And it's crying Vegeta. Yeah, that's the fucking best.
You betrayed me, the Prince of All Saiyans.
I like the comment someone made. Well, at least All Might killed somebody. I'm like, Vegeta.
Ooh! Got him! Fucking got him, my dude.
He took that on film.
Damn, dude. Okay.
Well, I mean, when you're not encased in plot armor like Goku, it's kind of hard.
That's very true. That is very true. But yeah, so that was my All Might. That was my All Might line I did. I'm no Chris Sabat, but like I was proud that I can at least hit the booming register of All Might. Thought we lost you there. What was it? Hey there, Baku, go! I found you.
Go!
I found you.
There you are.
Baku, go!
I found you.
That's what he says.
Yeah, so that's what I did to get you an All Might ribbon. That was really good.
You surprised me.
And it was like, what, the last one?
Yeah, when I found out that was the last one, that's what made me go, okay, May needs this ribbon. So I could have won the fucking ribbon race, but I decided to. But you want to know what though? As much as I love All Might, your love for All Might, it transcends space and time, dude.
That's why I'm called Weep Might.
You are Weep Might, absolutely.
Your love for All Might is even greater. I never would have guessed.
Yeah, right? You're all...
Eat a bag. Cosplay.
Robot says you're all losers. But anyway, so what was your favorite ribbon that you got?
Probably the Kingdom Hearts one.
The one with Riku on it?
The one with Riku.
Man, I wanted that one.
Because to get that, I had to say what my favorite scene, or what my favorite part in Kingdom Hearts was and why. And I said Twilight Town because I got to play as Roxas.
Gross.
And they're like, I love Roxas too!
Hey, Roxas is infinitely better than Sora. Fucking fight me.
Oof. I like Sora, though.
I mean, the thing is that's not...
we all know the best character
is
there.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
He's gonna... Okay, in Kingdom Hearts 3,
Is
he's
Donald.
actually going to be Ansem. Ansem's gonna be revealed to be King Mickey.
Watch, it's gonna happen.
Riku. Mickey's gonna get Xehanort.
Oh, God.
It's gonna be...
Mickey Nort.
Mickey Nort, yeah. It's gonna be Mickey Nort, yeah.
Honestly, I honestly believe the best character in Kingdom Hearts, I'm not saying I'm biased because I like my angsty people,
Is Riku?
Terra
It's
and
Kairi.
Riku.
Terra and Riku!
Those are the best two characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, man.
But no, I just got so excited because when I said I got to play as Roxas.
I am Sora. Do you hate me? I don't. Here's what I want to say. It's not that I hate Sora. It's just I found Roxas infinitely more interesting. That's why, like, when I got to play what I did at Kingdom Hearts 2, and we're gonna get to my lack of knowledge of Kingdom Hearts in a little while.
You know I can help you.
Well, the thing is that, like, the reason why I stopped playing is that's when my dad's PS3 that was backwards compatible died and had.
I was gonna say we have
It
the final mixes.
I mean, I'm going to eventually
I
play
have
them
it
all,
on
and then I'm eventually gonna play
Sora
3.
shit.
I have it on the
But
PS3.
my thing is that, like, Sora, from what I've seen as he grows, he's a very dynamic character. Like, he's not just this one-dimensional character, which is great. I'm glad that he's like that. But I found Riku in the small amount that I played of 2.
You mean Roxas?
Or Riku. Riku is always going to be my
Yeah,
favorite.
but you didn't play as Riku before you played.
You're going to play as him in 3, though!
Riku's
Fuck yeah!
fashion sense in 1 is atrocious, okay?
So is Sora's.
All of them.
They are. Okay.
Even Kairi's not
Riku's
exempt.
got some freaking parachute pants and some, like,
He
ugly
looks
ass
like
clown shoes.
He looks like a 90s raver. That's what he
Yeah,
looks like.
he does! Bracelet!
All he needs is candy and to go to a Paul Van Dyke show. That's all he's got to
He'll
do.
fit right in!
He's like,
Went from 1-dimensional to 1.5
That's
dimensional.
what I was trying to describe. There you go.
Oh, he definitely wears a mask that has ecstasy laced in it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. He definitely does. Let's be real.
That's
for
why
a
he's
moment.
always about the darkness.
The darkness is in my E. Yeah.
So,
It's the Simple and Clean song, but as like a club bop.
It's a techno version, or it's a trance version of Simple and Clean.
You just hear like when you walk away, but with the beats.
ALA was bumping.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, so yeah, time out to ALA. So your favorite ribbon was the Rican one.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Can I
Meg,
pick one, or can I pick multiple ones?
Even
You
I wear a
can pick-
mask laced with ecstasy.
you can pick your favorites.
Okay.
You don't have to choose just one.
So,
And like just ALA in general, what you thought of it, your favorite ribbons and stuff.
ALA was chill. I mean, I'll admit there are some times when I was there, I just felt really weird. Like, I felt awkward at some points. I'll be honest.
I can understand.
I just felt awkward, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. I was thrown off when certain people, like, they wanted to talk to me, I'll be honest with that. I just
Oh wow.
thrown off. I was like, oh, okay.
Is there anybody you want to name, or is it like off?
Just,
okay.
It's just people.
I'll ask once the podcast is done.
So yeah, and I mean, the ribbons, I liked getting the ribbons. It's my favorite, but I did like is the Black Clover one you let me have.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm glad I got to go to somebody who really wanted.
Yeah, it's because the black haired character. That's why I wanted. Because he was cute.
There you go.
When I found the All Might one, you got me.
That
That was
All
my
Might one.
favorite.
Fear not, citizens. There you go.
The 14 ribbons.
The 14 ribbons.
Oh, the fan. Oh.
Yeah, the fan card one's one of my
My fucking husbando in 14 is fucking fan cred. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my
There
god.
goes the audio spike.
JFC. Fan cred.
JFC.
Woo-wee.
Fan cred.
Woo!
Woo!
Let's see.
There goes the spike again.
I wish I could see his dick, but
Oh my god!
But yeah, so the fan
Dead.
cred one, I liked the My Hero Academia ones I got. I got the same one I got from last year, the Eat This
oh
one.
yeah, eat my hair. The eat this,
This
one.
one.
Yeah.
That one's one of my
Eat this.
favorites.
Nana doing that ribbon every year, like I'm always gonna go to them and do that ribbon
Yeah,
because it's so
I
good.
need an adult.
I think, did I get any Persona ones this year? Did I? I don't remember. If I
Yeah,
forgot.
Vulgar Boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, that one's one of my favorites.
I was gonna
too.
say, we tried to get the one where, where's LA?
Oh, but they ran out. Yeah, I wanted those.
Yeah.
Do you know
We are all adults.
Do you even know where LA is? Well, LA is
It's
the capital of America.
I would assume.
But But yeah, so I liked a bunch of the ribbons we got, but those ones are just like my top favorites ones that I really enjoyed, and I liked looking at them. I liked how this year I decided to wait till the very end to put them on, and unlike last year where I put them on and then my badge became a little bit hard to manage. I think I'm gonna start doing that now every year. I'm just gonna wait to get the ribbons, and at the very end when I'm done, just stick them on there. Because I feel because I'm wearing cosplay and I'm wearing my badge. I don't want to.
If I can just get a small container to put them in, then I'll start.
Yeah, definitely do that. Well, I mean, and then next year, because it made me hyped up because I'm definitely doing ribbons next year.
Fuck yeah, dude! We got some great ribbons.
I already have mine created, like a couple of them. I'm doing 14 ones for sure. Those ones are done. Actually,
I still need to make my. Can I offer you a ribbon in this trying time?
Yeah, you can always ask Nana and Kelsey too. They'll help you if you need help photoshopping it. They'll help you too.
Well, I'm very familiar with Photoshop. I just need to actually sit down and make them.
Well, if you just need assistance, you can ask them.
I'll just ask them like what's the best aspect because I'm gonna ask them what's the aspect the perfect aspect ratio for a ribbon so that way I know what sizing to work with.
I'm gonna also do some Vesperia ones because there's a particular screenshot I would make a ribbon as.
Is it Yuri and Flynn?
No.
Mud wrestling? Because I would do the mud wrestling.
That one, that's my own personal ribbon.
That's my own personal ribbon.
It's not even a ribbon. It's just it's a poster.
It's the giant All Might one because that should be one of your favorites. The one that Nana and Kelsey gave you, the giant one that was just All Might.
That's just All Might made. You've seen it before. It's a screenshot where Yuri's standing in the field with other party members. He goes, "That escalated quickly."
Hell yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make another Vesperia ribbon.
Ooh.
You're gonna be passing out ribbons with me too.
Because what is it?
It's one of Yuri's victory cries with repeat. It says, "Resound, O cry of victory." It's gonna have that quote, and I already figured out how people are gonna get it.
Are you gonna just tell me after the podcast?
Well, I can tell you now if you want.
Go ahead.
So, we're gonna be dressed.
It's gonna be when we're doing flow, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do what Nana and Kelsey do. We're gonna find a spot. There's gonna be a day for half the day we're probably just gonna sit down and pass them out because I figure it's easier. And I'm gonna make it fair for the people who are kind of shy to do it too. So, the people who played Vesperia or whatever, if you haven't played Vesperia, I'll still give it to you. So you have to come up to me. In that exact line, you have to yell it like Yuri does in the game.
Oh, good.
And then once you do it, I'll be repeat and I'll go bark, bark, bark.
Oh, that's cute.
And then you have to say all right, because that's what Yuri says.
All right.
If he does it, and then once they do it, I'll give it to them. If they're too shy, I'll be like, I'll do it with you. If you do it with me, I'll give you the ribbon.
There you go.
So that's how I'll give it to people.
All right.
Yep. I'll be like, resound, O cry of victory. But yeah, we have to sit down and do it. I might do a flurry.
Because he yells it, right? So
yeah, he goes, resound, O cry of victory, and repeat goes, arr, bark, bark. And then Yuri goes, all right.
Okay, so there's a pun in the new definitive edition of Vesperia in one of Repeat, because Repeat's the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of got that when she barked.
So, Repeat has an outlet called Respeed.
Yeah, it's called Respeed. When I first saw it, and I started laughing really hard. And
it's actually a clever name for an outfit.
But yeah, so I'm going to do that Vesperia one as well, because I noticed there's not many Tails ribbons. The only other ones people have done is the one for Zillia. Or it says Tales of Idol, because they're in every Tales game, there's a character that gets an idol outfit.
If I were to ever to do a Tales of ribbon, it's going to be teach me about bazongas.
Somebody had one that says bazongas.
And the way that you earn it is you gotta yell.
Oh, that's how
they yell.
God.
Teach me about bazongas.
Educate me in the way of bazongas.
Then you and them could do it at the same time, because
if they're too embarrassed to say it out loud, I'd be like, just ask me. If you're too embarrassed, just come up to me and ask me if I can teach you about bazongas.
Or
I'll give you the ribbon.
I'll reel it for them. Be like, you can have my friend yell it for you if you like.
Teach me about bazongas! Which Jude, who's voiced by Sam Riegel, is the one that says that line.
Yeah, teach me about
I don't know why you're putting your hand on my
shoulder. Are you ready for the best part?
What about bazongas?
Are you ready for the best part? So Sam Riegel's Jude. The two who are teaching him that are Todd Habercorn and Matthew Mercer.
Well, I knew it was Todd because he said that before at panels. He's like, bazongas.
Yep. Bazongas.
You got to put some meaning into it.
Yep.
and then Alvin's like, I don't think he's ready.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do Tales of Vesperia ribbons.
Those are some good ribbons, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna do more. Definitely. And the 14 ones, I've already explained how to get those ones.
I think I might.
You guys will automatically get them.
I might actually do a Ryuji ribbon that just says F.
Can I have it?
Oh, absolutely.
How do I get it?
You just gotta come up to me and say, "Let Ryuji say fuck."
Let Ryuji say fuck. Come on, man.
That's all I've got. You guys are gonna get him regardless.
I might do a Persona 5 one. I might. I'm thinking about it.
You need to have a Joker one that just says "Extra Boy," and it's like.
I should. They should have one that says extra boy. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that.
Right, yeah. So...
Oh, I forgot. One of my other favorite ribbons was Is It Thursday Yet?
Oh, yeah!
I still want to get that critical one where you do the quote because I only know one
The wagons
line.
be
What's
hitched.
The wagons be hitched.
Greg, skip all weeb cons. Make a ska con.
Skakon! Yes!
But yeah, so, otherwise, yeah, I enjoyed it. The ribbons
Yeah.
were nice. It was enjoyable.
My favorite part about ALA this year was just...
When it rained, we couldn't go to the food trucks, right?
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Oh, yeah, plays the world's tiniest violin.
No, wow, I had a burp that was like building. It was like, a scone. Yo, scone.
No, that doesn't work.
Skakon. There you go. Skakon, 20 every year.
What is your favorite part? I'm curious.
I loved the fact that people knew that I was Dutch.
That's good.
Like, I was in the middle of my photo shoot, because I cosplayed Dutch on day 3, which was our first day we went. And, like, I was in the middle of my photo shoot, and these 2 girls walked up like,
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
I don't want to assume, are you cosplaying Dutch? And I literally looked at them like, of course, I always got a plan. And they're like, I knew it! like, I looked over and said, no, that's Dutch. And they're just all like, yeah, no, it's like, no, that can't be Dutch. And it's like, they walked up and was like, yeah, I'm Dutch. Like, oh my god, you're actually Dutch!
It's like when the 15 cosplayers stop me and they're like, what are you cosplaying? I was like, I'm Sadie. And they're like, I knew it!
Like, I know you're Sadie. Like, people knew who we were, and it was so good. And then our friend Andy, he's just like, I love that we're at an anime con and you're fucking cosplaying Red Dead Redemption 2. He's like, that's the best, dude. But yeah, I love, honestly, as much as those shoes brutalized my feet, I love that cosplay. Even my dad, because I was talking to him yesterday, my dad straight up said, that is easily, he straight up said, I loved that cosplay. My dad straight up says like, dude, that cosplay came out really well. I loved it. And my mom was just like, I still want to do photos with you and Mira as Dutch and Sadie because like I know places we can go because Mommy is watching.
They do make non-weeb cons.
They do, yeah. Comic Cons, dude.
They're called normie cons.
It's like Bride Con. There's a Bride Con. There's a
Reptile Con is coming up.
There's a Weed Con.
Weed Con.
Well, there's also like expos for like technology or like car expos or some shit.
Technology.
Boat Expo.
Boat Expo, yeah.
yeah.
But no, it's like my dad straight up said, dude, your Dutch was so good. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm so glad.
Weeb Con?
Yeah.
Weed Con on my way.
Oh.
There's a con we're going to on 420.
That's probably in Colorado.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a Weeb Con, but there's a con we're going to on 420. That's gonna be good.
We're blazing up the Weeb Con.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be.
So are you cosplaying Bakugo for that?
You know,
yeah, you should. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna dissect into this. So, originally, I was actually planning to be Bakugo. I really was.
That would have been the best.
I was like, yeah, it's his
Oh
birthday.
my god, that would have been the
But
best.
I'm sorry to say, I am not gonna be.
Oh.
You can be a casual Bakugo.
I will.
Hey, you know what? Dress as a scantily clad female Bakugo and be Bakuho.
Oh my god, Greg.
Blaze it! There
I
you go.
will think about it,
Greg,
but more
no.
than likely, I probably.
I know you're not going to.
Greg,
I'm not-
no.
Hey, you know what? I'd dress as a scantily clad man and I'd be Bakuho.
Okay.
I love the. Okay.
Okay, like, alright. Go on.
You're like Saitama. Okay.
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 But so they like.
But yeah,
they
my-
like your-
I love the people loved our loved our Red Dead Redemption cosplay. I loved all the attention we got for Persona on Day 4.
Baku Gigolo.
Baku Gigolo, there you go. No, it was just like
He is underage, Robit.
I loved how many people enjoyed.
Well, technically, wasn't Warwick underage when he was a gigolo?
He was.
He still
he was
became
fit-
one.
Well, here's the thing. By the time we see Warwick, he's of age.
Yeah, but
Stuff in his backstory.
He was like 14
He
when he
started
started
the
fucking
underage.
bitches. Yeah.
So technically, there's no age limit to being a
here's,
gigolo.
but here's the thing. Bakugo already starts off at 15. Warwick, anything in his backstory is shown in a flashback, and we're not shown in detail of what he does.
I'm just
The
saying.
knowledge that it happened, okay, there's nothing you
Basically,
can do about
there's
it.
no age limit for gigolos, technically. Anyway.
If you're underage, get with underage people. When you turn of age, only get with of age people. That's all I
Anyway,
can
so
say.
back to the topic at hand.
So that, yeah. You're good at trying to keep us on track. So,
You like all the attention?
I love-
Apparently we got for Persona 5.
like,
Why?
I'm not saying, how do I say this?
Why?
Because that sounds like I'm an attention whore. the reason why I got really excited for the Persona stuff is that was your debut of Joker, and everyone was like Andy, for example, like, it's about fucking time you did it. And
being a gigolo is illegal, no matter your age.
That's very true. Yeah. But then, like, people like Kat were like, I was hoping you would finally do Joker, because, like, you've been protag so many times. It's like, your Joker slayed. I loved your Joker so much. You were so good.
She's like, yeah, they also slayed my feet with those shoes.
That's very true. But
not even an hour in.
I love that. I loved getting to meet Clifford Chapman.
He was nice.
He's such a sweetheart. I love him a lot.
Unlike Bakugo.
The best part about that line was people were starting to chant shit, and then Clifford goes, "Shut up, nerds!" Yeah.
I still say my favorite part of that was the one person that was like, I don't even watch this show.
That was the best!
And then I guess their friend or whatever that was next to them was
I dragged
them into this line. I was like, good answer.
Yeah. But, yeah, I love that. My favorite ribbon.
What Robert is learning is y'all need to invest in some proper insights. Insoles. I can't read that far.
I don't ever do that.
No, my favorite ribbon.
We think about it after.
My favorite ribbon, I mean, we got the last two Thancred ribbons, because Thancred's my husband, and I love him.
Vulgar Boy.
I'm so glad I got the Vulgar Boy ribbon. I'm really glad we got the Vandalin Gang, and then all the Red Dead ribbons that we got. And then the other one.
Have you seen my friend Gavin?
Have you seen my friend Gavin? That's such a good one. I love that we got the one from Nana, the Eat This
yes.
one.
The Dolan.
The Dolan one? The fact that the Kingdom Hearts one that we got from Nana and Kelsey
the Dolan.
was Dolan.
Like,
it was a Dolan meme.
Yeah,
it's just like, ugh. It was so good. And then my all-time favorite is the fact that I got It's a Thursday Yet, because I got to do my favorite Molly line, which was, it's the scene.
Oh yeah, the God's one.
After he sleeps with two different people at the same time. And
it's called a threesome, Greg.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he finishes a threesome.
Rob is ready for
kicks everyone out, or like they're done. They go back to wherever they need to stay, and Molly walks out and wearing nothing but the fucking tapestry,
religious tapestry,
a whole religious tapestry,
and he's not
holding fruits, and he goes, "I am your god. Long may I reign. Eat of my fruits." And I did that, and they're like, "You're getting the ribbon." I was like, "Yes."
Can I say, I don't watch it, so every time you say Molly, I'm thinking it's a girl. But then I realize, you're talking about that character.
Because the full name is Molly Mock Tea Leaf, yeah.
But again, I'm going to...
talking about Jallis and Taffy.
Yes, Jallis and Taffy.
Tallis and Jaffies. It's actually... You confused me. Stop saying Jallis and Taffy.
I'm confusing you.
Whoa!
Well, she said, because that's a joke. I can never
get his name call him
right.
Jallis and Taffy.
I was looking at her when I said it.
Yeah, that's why I figured it was to me, but it's Tallis and Jaffe.
Like, I was looking at her when I said it.
Which is funny, because we brought Tallis and Jaffe earlier, because he replaced Scott Freeman as England in Italia.
And he's no longer Thancred, unfortunately.
Oh, I wish he was still Thancred, because his Thancred... It
is very tragic.
No, his Thancred is part of the reason why he became my husbando, because the way
is it still going to change though when you hear him though in the new expansions, or is he still going to be husbando?
He's still... It's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah.
Not to discredit the current voice actor for Thancred, I'm certain the current voice actor is just
I think
good.
he's pretty good, but I still think my favorite is Taliesin.
Yeah,
Taliesin's performance.
You're like, he's good, but he's no Taliesin.
Yeah, Taliesin's performance as
that
Thancred is still my favorite.
eccentric goth-ass motherfucker.
Executive goth.
He's the executive goth.
Get it right.
Anywho.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what I loved. ALA was super fucking lit.
And now we have to start planning these ribbons.
Yeah, we do. I'm really excited.
We've got a whole year.
Now I want to do a Kingdom Hearts one, but I want to play 3 before I plan it. I'll make a Riku one, okay?
Depending on how 3 goes, I might make a Roxas theme.
So it's gonna be, you know what? I'm gonna be Riku. I'm gonna hand out Riku ribbons.
You are now Riku.
By the way, we missed this comment earlier. Robot said Jello Taffy.
No, I said it. You guys were talking.
Oh, I didn't get to hear it. Yeah.
So yeah, ribbons. We're gonna do ribbons.
I'm really excited. Talking about being lit.
Real quick, okay. So since we're doing ribbons, are we gonna...
Don't do WeebCon. Do normal people cons. They're boring, though.
Are we gonna attempt to try to go all 4 days for these
I'm
ribbons?
so down next year. Yeah.
For what?
For ALA, I'm asking if we want to attempt to go all 4 days.
I'm so down to attempt all 4 days, yeah. I'm so down.
As long as work permits it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
so down,
yeah. I mean, if anything, if I can't do Thursday, I would definitely ask for that Friday off.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah, at least, yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't want to do too many. But,
God, how is that going to go for AX? You going to be able to do it?
I mean, yeah.
She saves her days off.
I do.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
because
Rob will be at a normal con.
Because we're most likely going to level up. We're only going Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so I wouldn't need to ask for it.
Yeah, she wouldn't need any time off. She'd just get off of work and then we all drive up to Vegas.
Y'all just gotta wait for my ass.
That's just fine.
It's gonna be a long drive.
It's not. It really actually. Okay, you think it's long?
222 miles.
Okay, here's the thing. You think it's long? It actually isn't. If you have people in the car.
Here's the thing. Like there's a break because when you get to Barstow, you go to the Del
Taco.
Oh
yeah, okay, that's
Barstow Del Taco is the best Del Taco because that's the OG Del
Taco
with special menu items only at that Del Taco. And then as you drive up, as long as you got good tunes and hanging out with people, which we're all three great company and we got great tunes, like it makes the drive in the desert at night really great.
I remember last year, half the drive, I played Fate Grand Order.
She did.
I did in the car. I was playing it and I was still talking to Greg. So it's really not that bad.
Yes.
You think it's long, but it's
how long are we staying up there? Planning?
Friday night, Saturday night, and we come back Sunday.
Yeah, we would leave Sunday.
Because the thing is that like you could check in at the hotel at any time.
Yeah, Vegas is pretty cool like that. But anyway, so
I love Vegas regardless.
You want to know what was also lit? Anime Impulse.
Impulse was fucking lit, my dudes. Holy shit. So I'm gonna default to May this time.
Okay.
Because we're starting with you. Because I'm gonna also go make myself another drink.
What?
Because I gotta get ready for the Kingdom Hearts shit.
Oh.
So I'm literally
just
going
drunk
over
for
there.
this?
What?
You have to be drunk for the
The drive to Vegas is still long.
It is long, but it doesn't feel long to me.
It's long. Here's the thing. It doesn't feel long, but even the long, boring parts, like I said, because we're not going at it alone. Yeah. It's still a fun drive.
It's not a long drive if you sleep halfway through.
Don't sleep. Like we hang out.
I actually don't sleep on the way to
I can't help it though. Sometimes for car rides, I get tired.
If you want me to be honest, the drive to Vegas is actually I love.
It's very soothing to me.
It's a very soothing
oddly
drive.
Soothing and calm in the dark.
Because the thing is, just like because number one, you don't have the traffic going up there in the nighttime, but number two, just like being out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, driving to Vegas, having tunes and good friends with you, like that's literally such a great time.
And you're full with good food.
Oh yeah, because you're already full. Because once you get to the desert in the middle of nowhere, we've already had our Del Taco, and it's like you're full and you're ready to go. It's really great.
I like it. That is a good method to start. Anyway, go get your drink.
All right, so Anime Impulse, May, tell us what you thought of Anime Impulse and favorite parts of Impulse.
Favorite part was just going to the con and talking to random people, I guess.
The lava panel?
Okay, what did you think of the lava panel?
It was enjoyable.
You were dying of laughter.
I was
dying. Rob said
Greg is an alcoholic.
Max Middleman said he was an alcoholic.
He did. He's like, my name is
Max Middleman, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi,
Max.
He goes to A.
But yeah, we can hear you dying in the video.
Of course you can.
It's so good.
I'm so loud when I laugh.
Well, because you're standing right behind Greg whenever he's recording too, so whenever you're laughing, we can hear you.
Yep. That's every panel Greg goes to, and he's filming. You always hear me every time. Always
remember the AX 2014 vlog when Matt described
D&D.
Stop! No.
And then he drops into the voice, and then you hear me go, ooh!
Pan over to May, dying.
No.
He's a married man.
Try not to remember this stuff, guys, and then you bring it up.
You'll never forget.
Like, you're not trying to get at Matthew Mercer. You're just like
his voice just has an effect.
His voice,
yes.
You have a thing for nice voices.
That's why every time Matthew
nice
Mercer does a role and he speaks, I'm just like, ooh, yes, this is so good.
Right? Yeah.
This is aesthetically pleasing.
It is. Yes.
Because things are like it's not just specific to Matthew Mercer. You just like people with nice voices.
Yeah, that's why I listen to English dubs a lot,
Oh,
or I'll play games that are dubbed because
just a lot of
those. I'm just gonna say
it's soothing to hear because I feel like I can concentrate more because I'm like, oh, it's
I'm
nice.
just gonna say another one who has a nice voice, a recent voice actor, Xander Mobus.
Yeah, he does.
Xander has a very nice voice. Ray Chase.
Oh yes.
He's got that deep voice and a really nice voice. Kristen Freeman is OG.
Oh yeah, of course.
Steve Blue, OG, like
Patrick Sykes.
Troy Baker, Patrick Sykes, Chris Sabat, like OG deep nice voices.
And then there's Max Middleman.
Mercer's voice makes me happy is what.
That's me.
She's like, yeah, good
That's
shit.
Me. I'm like,
but anyway, so
I mean, she's got the Leon bias.
Oh yeah, she loved him as Leon.
I guess
I didn't
hangs out with Greg to balance out all the good voices she listens to.
Oh man. I mean, I could have told you guys I don't have a nice voice, but anyway. So you just loved hanging out with people. The lava panel was fun.
Yeah,
it was lit. Did you enjoy singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight"?
I did.
Oh,
my wife.
Tonight.
The best part of the vlog is like Crystal and the guy that was singing with you was like, "Can you feel the love tonight?" And you hear you go, "Tonight."
I did that because that's what Elton John does. In the song.
I know. But
okay,
the way you
I
said,
was like, I'm doing it.
It was just the way you
the
did
way
it.
you did it
made
was
us
really
laugh.
funny.
I
Tonight.
was trying to channel my inner Elton John.
Country road.
Oh
take me home.
yeah. Country road, take me home to the place
Okay,
I belong.
Because I only
West Virginia. Yeah.
Because I only listen to the video. What's that thing that's on the screen that rotates?
That's
the
West
state
Virginia.
of West Virginia.
That's the state of West Virginia.
Because
West
again, I
Virginia.
don't watch. I just listen to it on my way home, so I don't
Yeah,
watch it.
when the thing that spins around, that's literally
West
the state
Virginia.
of West Virginia.
Okay.
That yeah, when they
You have
say,
no idea how much work he put into that.
Yeah,
little gag.
it took me like 20 minutes to keyframe that whole thing perfectly, and it wasn't even perfect.
You were like, you thought you had the image before, but it wasn't a transparent image, so you had to go back and hunt for a transparent
Oh, you know what's nice? That guy who was Archer singing.
Oh,
I was like, damn. Oh, I finally
Dude,
found that
both of
song
them.
on YouTube. I found out what it's called.
Dude, both of them are so good.
the best part was when
Greg sent me the country road.
I did. I sent it when they sang that. I sent it to Rowan, like, and without any context, and he was like, "This is so beautiful." But the thing is like the best part about like the Archer, and I wish I knew the black dude's name, but the fact that when he comes up, like they walked up, it's like, "Oh yeah, you know, was it End of the World or End of the Road?"
It's
End of the Road.
It's End of the Road by Voice to Man.
Yeah, so it was like, yeah, End of the Road, and they walk up, and then the Archer goes up, he's like, "Hey, girl," and I literally heard May go.
It was the Matthew Mercer reaction.
I literally heard May go, "Oh shit!"
Like there he goes. That's why he's a good artist. Straight to the heart.
You're like, oof.
and then he starts singing, and I heard her go, "Oh, he can sing."
To the heart.
You want to be honest?
Right
He
there.
was a great dude.
He was. His wig was very fluffy. That's what Chris and I were remarking.
The best part was I went up to him like, "Can I get a picture of the both of you because you guys are legends?" And they're like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And they're like, and the black dude goes back to back, and he's like, "Yeah, back to back." So they go back to back into the
floor
photos.
immediately.
The panties hit the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the other best part at karaoke, the little girl who sang "Welcome to the Black Parade."
Oh yeah.
That was so cute.
All of a sudden she goes up and you hear this little girl go, "When I was a young boy," and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she sang the whole song with her parents. It was so good.
The crowd lost their shit. They were just
She
like,
knew
"Whoa!"
most of the song too. I'm just like,
Better than me because I don't know.
I straight up like you would ask like, "Greg, if you had a
Here
kid,
we
would
go.
that be them?" I'm just like, "Oh yeah,
Here we go.
Into the city to see a marching band.
yeah."
Now it's making me think of Dream Daddy.
Oh yeah.
Because Damien doesn't know that song. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're talking about, but I do want to see a marching band.
Yes.
Damn it.
That was me before Greg told me about the song. I was like, why do I want to see a marching band?
Yeah, no, it was pretty great. But yeah, so that was fun. So yeah, we just had a fun time. It was lit.
Karaoke was great.
So Mira, what do you think about Anime Impulse? What were your favorite parts?
Well, okay, so first day was kind of rough for me just because, like, it seemed so disorganized when we went into the room because we were trying to figure out where signings were. No one really knew, and then we find out, like, panels are out on a stage, and we're just like...
Because the thing is, like, we were thrown off, too, because they change it every
They
year.
changed it, yeah.
They don't ever keep it
really
consistent.
changed it,
So that's
yeah.
why we were thrown off, like, where is this at?
I was gonna say, for me, that screams like it's really disorganized, if not even the staffers really have an answer
It's
for
not
where
that-
I
stuff
think it's just something they wanted to try for this year because I remember last year the
Yeah.
main panels were in that main building we were in.
I don't think
in the middle.
I don't think it was disorganized. I just think that the staffers were still getting used to the new setup because the thing is, like when they confirmed that, like, hey, this is here, that's there, this is over there, like. When they gave the information, it was legit information. Like, when I asked about signings, they're like, if you don't see somebody on the signing list, that means they have a booth and they're signing at their booth.
is. You have to bear in mind, though, I've never gone before.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah.
when I got there, I'm sitting there like, wow, this is so kind of chaotic.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next year we go, they change it
It's
again.
very different, yeah.
They change it again. They're like, hey.
And then the whole autographs being $45. Nah, not okay.
Well, the thing is, though,
You can't help that.
yeah, because
I know it's not like the voice
Yeah.
actor's fault and everything, but I'm just like,
because I noticed most voice actors nowadays
They charge for
because
signings,
isn't it what the company they're with? they do that. So it's not even them at their fault. It's the company. They charge.
The sad part is, like, I wouldn't mind paying $40 per signing.
The thing is, for Max, it was $30 for a signature.
The thing is that, like, I wouldn't mind that
if it was for all of them.
I know.
Well, no. I wouldn't mind it if I knew that the money was all going to the voice actor. Because the thing is, like, the staffing agency or the signing agency, whoever, like, whatever agency is putting him at the panels and stuff like that, or helping him get to the panels, you know, it's like, they take a chunk, then the con maybe gets a chunk. It's just like, just let them have the money, dude. Like, let them roll ball or something. Like, I want Max Middleman in gold chains and grills at this point, dude. Like, goddamn.
You know he would do that.
He'd roll up, and like, what's up, players? And I'd be like, Max, you've sold out, and I love you for it. Yo, Vape Nation, go green.
The thing with Max...
Vape Nation, go green, go green, Vape Nation.
The thing with Max, though, they wouldn't even be real gold. It would be fake.
He would just get, like, aluminum foil and painted
He
gold.
would get, like... No, he would get, like, Party City jewelry.
Yes!
That's you. That's your picture for me, Greg.
Yes!
On my phone, that's you.
Oh, when was
for
it?
Halloween shopping?
For when we were at
That's you
Spirit
being
Halloween.
the baller.
Oh, man.
That's
I had so much fake money. It was so good. But anyway, going back to your opinion on Impulse and your favorite parts.
Other than you felt it was disorganized.
Yeah, but, like, other than that, like, once I kind of got used to how everything was going, it was a little more fun, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the karaoke?
I mean, aside from me not going and doing karaoke.
Well,
I mean, just so, like...
just watching, like...
Because we spent, like, day one at the karaoke part for a long period of time. Like, what was some of your favorite karaoke things?
I don't know if I have a favorite. It's just listening and everybody was fun.
Greg needs a Flava Flav necklace. Yeah, boy!
Is that a rapper?
He is a part of the group Run DMC.
Which one, DMC? Is that a band?
They're a group. Yeah, they're a rap group, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard the song
They're a lot
Fight the
older.
Power?
I've only heard Row Row Fight the Power from Garen Logan.
Good choice, good choice.
Other than Fight the Power, no.
Greg! Not Run DMC!
Not oh.
How dare you!
Oh.
No, Flavor Flav is a part of Run DMC.
Apparently he doesn't like him in Run DMC, though.
How dare you?
Isn't that Detroit Metal City? Is that what that means? DMC? Or is that
Wait, what?
Or
Public Enemy! God damn it! Oh my fucking god.
They all start sounding like the same group after a
just-
while. You fucking cracker! Hey, I didn't know either. They all start
I'm
sounding
resigning
similar.
from the podcast.
What?
No, you're not allowed to. Get back to
You know, I didn't fire you. I rehired you, so you're not resigning anyway.
You're not allowed. Get back here.
Can I go actually use the restroom while you explain?
Only if you come back.
Oh, I'm gonna come back. I feel fucking stupid because, like, I legitimately forgot that he was Public Enemy, not Run DMC.
Run DMC
I don't
is
know.
Reverend Run DMC and Jam Master
I don't know.
J.
I don't understand any of this.
He lapsed into Swedish right now. I don't know
yeah,
these people.
Yeah, this is gibberish now.
It's fine.
I don't know why I thought.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Go pee pee.
Yeah, go pee.
Yeah, okay.
Go pee.
No.
Hold on. Chuck D. He was Public Enemy, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Go
Robin
pee.
Okay.
But anyway, Mira, talk about.
Yeah. What? So, is there any singers of the karaoke that you liked hearing? Are they enjoyable?
God, I don't even remember. There were
Well,
too
that
many
little
people.
girl, right? Did you like
Yeah,
the
she
little
was
girl?
really cute.
And then there was the archer. He was good. Obviously.
I loved the harmonies for that
Yeah,
song.
they harmonized so well. And then the guy, when he just sang by himself after sometimes, he was really good too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But yeah, there was lots of good singers. I didn't see a lot of them, but
And then when your guys' friend Dean went up there.
what did he sing? Because I don't remember.
He did Bring Me to Life with some friends, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Greg was telling me about that. Yes, I remember that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Because Greg was going over to the side and recording it, and I was just sitting there like, I don't know who these people are, but okay, I was following, and then all of a sudden the whole and I was just like, oh my god.
I was like, what the heck? So he says
Too funny.
Chuck D was Public Enemy. Chuck D is now Prophets of Rage. This is all gibberish to me. I don't understand.
So Chuck D was in the group Public Enemy, and then he's now in a new band. So Prophets of Rage is Chuck D, the main vocalist for Cypress Hill, and then the band for Rage Against the Machine. Mm-hmm. So like Tom Morello and crew. It's not the vocalist for Rage Against the Machine. So it's like the band of Rage Against the Machine, and then Chuck D, and then the guy from Cypress Hill. I know Prophets of Rage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
I'm glad somebody does.
So she enjoyed the karaoke last time of watching.
How did you enjoy me butchering what I've done from Linkin Park?
Butchered it?
You didn't butcher it.
What the
Shut
hell?
up.
Wait, you butchered it?
He didn't. He's just saying
That's why I'm shocked. I'm like, what do you mean you butchered it? I don't even know the song, and every word you sang was...
Yeah, you
sounded,
did.
Yeah.
You did fine. Shut up.
Where in there at all did you butcher? What did you?
Because I don't think I sing well. Like I
Really?
never thought I'd sing.
I felt like that song that was in your range, and you sang it.
Like okay, when I think Linkin Park songs that are in my range, I think, I can do Somewhere I Belong.
Mm-hmm.
I can do like Faint, even like Breaking the Habit. I can do old songs like Paper Cut.
Don't forget DJ Lord from Public Enemy.
Yeah, it's like I could do like Paper Cut. I could do Crawling. I could do In the End because I had to help Tony in Clutch when we did karaoke with him. I can even do like I say newer because Thousand Suns is newer than that. I can do like Waiting for the End. I've done that. Greg, I'm not gonna do a scream.
I just feel it's not really butchering. I just feel when you try to hit it like Chester does because your voice is so different from his because he can hit those high notes. That's when you feel you butcher it because you can't reach that range because it's way higher than yours, which is understandable.
Crawling. Yeah, it's like the hard part because so like when it comes to Crawling, and you guys are probably gonna plug your ears for a moment. So when it comes to Crawling, like he does I'm so saying he does like a screaming, like crawling it, it's like, but like when I would attempt, it's like, I do more singing than screaming because I'm not more of a screamer. Yeah. I can try to sing. So it's like for Crawling, I'm more of a crawling it, like more of a singing version instead of like the crawling. It's like I can't do that. It's like
that's
I can't do that.
That's why to me it sounds like that's why you feel you butchered because like I said, your voice is so different. From yours.
I wish...
Honestly, the singing part of it reminds me of Reanimation.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't scream really for that version.
So, Reanimation was a remix album they did of Hybrid Theory, which was the first record, and they redid it.
Greg can't get distortion in his voice.
Yeah, but it's like, for what I've done, like, that was the first song that I remember hearing of Chester that he just did straight singing. Mm-hmm. But it was really hard because, like, he hits the, for what I'm... So, it's like, when I have to do it, I'm like, for what I'm... It's like, I have to pitch it down a little bit. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you butchered it. You're singing it the way that you're singing it the way that you can hit it.
Yeah, you're not there. It's not a competition. You're not there to try to be the best. You're just there.
You're also not there trying to be Chester.
Yeah.
No, exactly. No one can ever be Chester.
Yeah.
Like that is the big deal of it.
Like okay, so I remember like when I was drunkenly doing the rough takes of the covers I'm going to eventually do. Like I'm thinking of From the Inside. So he did a lot of like yell singing for the chorus. So he's like, take everything. So it's like when I have to modify it, and I'm learning how to do it now, like the way I'm going to do it, because I know that's going to be the first record I put out, it's going to be more like, take everything from the inside. It's like, it's not a yell singing, it's just a singing, because I know I can do singing. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then
Rob is there to be the best, like no one ever was.
Yeah, right. But it's like that's how I have to try to do it. So it's like when it comes for what I've done, I originally was gonna do Numb, but some guy says, "Oh, where's my thing for Numb?" And I was just like, "Oh no, I'm changing it. I'm not gonna do the same song," which is sad because the guy that was gonna do Numb ended up not being there. Which is sad because I've done a rough attempt of Numb, and you've said like, "No, you could hit Numb." And I sang Numb at karaoke at Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, you did a bunch of Linkin Park songs for
Halloween. That's why I can't.
I did Somewhere I Belong, I did Faint, and then I did Numb. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah.
You enjoyed Impulse. You enjoyed... That's it. You liked karaoke.
Impulse was fucking lit. I loved hanging with all you guys. It was a lot of fun running into people. Even, like, briefly running into, like, Andrew doing his Monster Hunter cosplay. I briefly saw him. I was like, hey. It's like, oh, hey. And it's like, I didn't know he wasn't going to be there on day 2. So, because I wanted to see him on day 2. But whatever.
You saw him at least.
I did see him at least. So that
you
was
took
good.
a Spider-Man picture with...
Robert is on his way, and he's bringing karaoke machine.
I'm so down, dude.
You did the Spider-Man meme with Dean.
Yeah, with Dean, I did the Spider-Man meme, which that'll be going up on Instagram and then other places
Yeah,
soon.
make sure you tag him in it so you can see it.
I'm really excited for that. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I also.
I still thought it was funny, speaking of Dean, I still thought it was funny that, like, day one, or when you first see him, he's doing cross-dress Ryuji, and you're doing Skull. The second day you see him, he's doing Skull, and you're doing school uniform
Yeah,
Ryuji.
she pointed out to while we were eating.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, yeah.
It's like, you guys had one job, but it was
really
so close.
Because, like, I told Dean, because I was originally going to do Paper Cut for the second song I was going to do on day 2, because I told him, like, yeah, I'm going to be doing Linkin Park. He's like, oh, what Linkin Park song? I'm like, I'm doing Paper Cut. I'm doing older Linkin Park. He's like, well, what song am I? I'm doing Paper Cut. He's like, dude, that's such a good song. I'm like, yeah, I already did what I've done. I was like, man, I wish I was here. It's like, Dean is such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I love Dean. Dean is such a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. You know, he's talented in what he does. Oh, yeah. He's successful in what he does, and he's just all around sweetheart. And
there's this cosplayer, by the way. There's a cosplayer that I know on Instagram. He's in our vlog.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. The Lelouch in white. I know them on Instagram.
There was a Lelouch.
Yeah, the one he's Emperor Lelouch. Emperor Lelouch.
Was he just like walking by?
He was in there when you're filming. I think that parade going by. He's in there.
Oh shit! That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, I know the cosplayer. Yeah, he was Emperor Lelouch.
I'm still waiting because apparently, and I follow him. He's still working on his Impulse video. Mm-hmm. The guy that got the pro shots of me singing what I've done.
Oh, nice! You can see that.
I'm excited to see that when it eventually comes out. Mm-hmm. So, and apparently, what I've learned, he's a big name photographer.
Nice.
I'm just like, oh shit! And he's like,
sign, Greg. There's your sign.
And he straight up says, because remember he came out and he's like, yo, I got some really good like shots of you that I'm gonna put in my video. I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. And then also Dean and his friends sing
Bring Me to Life.
Bring Me to Life.
Oh yeah, she was talking about that while you were
Wake me up! My favorite part of the vlog was just like, what's up, LA? Dog? Wake me up inside!
Alright, here we go! Ah!
Ah! Yeah, it was so good.
Greg, when are you gonna drop your album?
Well, I mean, I need musicians to play the music and I'll write lyrics.
I'll play the triangle.
I mean, you know how to do drums.
I do know how to
just
do drums.
get a kit.
I'll play the triangle.
Please play the triangle.
Okay. Ding.
You'll be like, ding, ding, ding,
I'll be like that song's like ding 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 ding.
She'll be the triangle and I'll do cymbals.
Yep.
I was gonna jokingly be like, I can do chopsticks on a keyboard.
I'm thinking of Aristocats.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Rob will play synths. Let's do it, dude.
So,
industrial heavy metal. Let's go.
All right. So your next thing is.
What's that?
Your next thing is.
Oh, are we moving on from
transitioning.
Impulse?
Oh, are we? Or you still have more to talk about?
Oh, just like I loved Impulse. It was super lit, and I'm really excited for new cons that were coming out to next, and I'm going to announce them now.
Okay.
Before we move on to our final topic.
Your game.
Oh God, I'm too drunk to deal with this right now. This is gonna be great. I'm excited.
I can do it for you.
No, I have to figure this out. Anyway,
he's like, no, you all have played the game.
You guys have played more games. I'm only playing one.
I will say there's only one game that I can't tell you what it's about because I really.
Well, he's got the summaries pulled up.
Yeah, there's only one Kingdom Hearts game I cannot tell you what it's about.
So,
Robot will work for free if there is a vinyl release.
Dude, I would love okay, so this is a real talk topic for a moment. When I was in high school, I straight up said like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a musician, I'm gonna tour the world. And then like that kind of died because the people I was associated with who did music kind of, you know, in a high school way kind of fucked me over and we had falling outs and shit, so it kind of made me be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. But like now that I'm older and I know other abilities, I still know how to play drums. I'm learning I can maybe yell okay, you know, for like punk music and shit. It's like I know that I can do something. It's just I wish I like I want to pursue that dream again. Like I really do. And then Romano saying that she's got a Kiki. Which is,
it's Mama
for those
cat.
who don't know, that's Kiki is the cat.
The mama cat.
The old cat. I say old, but the older cat that she has. So that's pretty great. But anyway, so yeah, it's like I want to start pursuing that again, and like I want to start putting vocal covers out again. I still remember how to play drums for the most part, as long as it's not complicated. Because I used to try to learn complicated shit. But yeah. That's why I do a lot of karaoke and try to sing and shit, because I'm just like, apparently people said I can sing, maybe okay. It's like, I'm not a good singer, but, I try my best. But anyway. Alright, man, let's put out our album. Let's roll it. Let's get together. Let's fucking do it. I'll do the drums and I'll do the singing. Get some 6 synths and shit in. Dude, it'll be the best industrial record of 20 every year. Dream Theater cover band. Oh, fuck.
It just sounds like you said Sixth Sense.
Sick synths.
Like Sixth Sense.
I know, but I'm saying sick synths. That's what I'm actually trying to say. But anyway.
She jumped in my lap and said, "Hi, Mom."
Oh, that's cute. But alrighty.
Good.
So time for...
Wait, you said you were going to announce cons.
Oh, yeah, cons. So the next cons we're going to Anyfest, which is on, March 23rd? If I remember correctly? Mm-hmm. March 23rd, yeah. She would know because she's writing down all the days and shit. Mm-hmm. And then we're at least going to Saturday of WonderCon the following weekend. And then after that, we've got Anime Pasadena on 420. And then after that, we have Level Up, which I'm really excited. We've got a stacked lineup, and that stacked lineup's just going to keep going, and I'm really excited. We got a lot of cool stuff we're doing. And then as far as other things we're working on...
I shall be 6 Synths. That's Robot's stage name now.
Nice. There you go. But yeah, so those are the cons we're going to be doing. And I guess I'm going to also tease this now before we get into this last part. May and I, we're going to be working all week this week on a video. That is going to be the best video that we have ever
fucking done. Why are you adding me, bro?
Like, what video? Oh, I got you.
So we played a gacha game. And I literally got so angry that I left the room.
When I saw you get angry, it made me flash back to when I got salty for the very first time.
I literally
I had flashbacks of myself.
Literally, as that video kept going, I was just like, and people will see it when the video comes out on Friday. But it's just like, as that shit happened, I was like, I started out like, oh yeah, we'll get this person. And as it kept going, I'm like, oh no, we gotta stay positive. And then when we got to the end before you bought more orbs and shit, I was like, no, fuck this. And then when we finished this, I was so down, like, this is the fucking worst. Why'd you ever do this? I'm so fucking angry at you right now. And it's just like, it was one of those things where it's like, I'm not actually angry at you, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, god damn, like, when we finished recording that, I straight up was just like, no, this is going to be the best fucking video we've ever done. Because the thing is, all you gotta do is send that out to any people who play gacha games, and they'll immediately relate. That's literally like the logic. Who can relate? Woo! Which, speaking of Logic, he's going to be in Between the Sheets season 2.
Who?
Logic.
Who?
The rapper Logic that did the song about the suicide hotline.
He's a rapper?
Yeah. He apparently is peanut butter. Apparently, so Between the Sheets, the series that Critical Role does.
Yes.
So Logic, the rapper, is going to be in season 2. And I'm like, that's cool.
He's just interviewing random people now?
So, well, they're interviewing people who have experience with D&D, but apparently Logic is a super nerd.
Which I think Brian is also getting interviewed in season
Apparently he's getting interviewed too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The guy doing
Brian
the interviews
Forster,
is being interviewed.
Oh.
Brian W. Forster, he's the one that interviewed Matt.
Oh, okay, so the host. Okay.
The host, yeah.
And he and Ashley are married.
He and Ashley Johnson are married now, yeah. Which they're, like, the best.
Oh.
Yeah. Woo! WOO. But yeah, so those are the cons we're going to. And now, the last part of the fucking podcast. Oh, man. Oh. I am going to regret this.
You don't have to do it, you know.
It's too late. I'm gonna fucking.
It's never too late. In the words of 3 Days Grace, it's never too late.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
I can always take over for you.
My heart.
No, because you guys have played more games than I have. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're already 2 hours
Do
plus.
this in one breath.
We're already 2+ hours into this podcast. and I've had some bevs, and it is time for what I'm going to say might be the best segment we've ever done in a podcast ever. So Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out on Tuesday.
By the time you see this...
By the time you see this on YouTube, I didn't mean to kick you. It comes out tomorrow. So...
Why are you so loud about that? So!
Yeah, there you go. So, what I'm going to do is this drunk-ass motherfucker...
I mean, he could be getting drunk.
You're not drunk. I know when you're drunk. You're not drunk.
Well, grab the bottle of vodka. I'll change that opinion quick, yeah.
No, we're good.
Okay, so this person, you're going to...
So, excuse me.
Now you're dying. Okay.
I'm dead. Anyway.
So
this person... a needle pulling thread. So, I've only played...
the first one.
Kingdom Hearts 1. You guys have played multiple Kingdom Hearts games. So what I'm going to do, for all of the scrubs who haven't played any of the other games, I'm going to explain...
Are you considered in that category?
Shut the fuck up. The biggest expert who's only played one.
You're going to explain to everybody.
I'm going to explain to everybody
Plots.
the plot to every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Alright. Can I tell you if you're wrong or not?
Yeah, you guys are going to be the fact checkers. That's
Or
the...
how about
I mean, you also have the summaries pulled up on the computer.
I do.
Because I said we're probably going to have to look at it because there's a lot of things that we may have
There's
forgotten.
a lot of games. So I'm gonna count this out for a moment. So
1, 2, 3.
Don't count it out, Alice. So basically, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay, I figured it.
Wait, 3?
Hold on.
Are we going to count the mobile game?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the 10th game
Technically, yeah, because that actually
in the
ties
Kingdom
in.
Hearts franchise.
Apparently, from what they're saying.
Well, wait, no. Technically, 11th because of 0.2.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the 11th game in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Does it have 2.8 in that list?
It does. It actually,
Okay.
I think it did.
So it's the 12th game in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Okay, it's a 12th game.
Everyone is Xehanort, everyone else is Sora.
So it's a 12th game in the franchise.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna explain every fucking game that has ever fucking come out.
So which one are you gonna start with?
We're starting with the first game, Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay.
This is gonna be long.
So the story of Kingdom Hearts 1 is a very cut and dry story.
Is it really?
It really is.
Okay.
So these 3 fuckbags on an island
Wow. Okay.
are chilling there, and they allow darkness to come onto their island.
Mm-hmm.
Kairi gets taken away because, I mean, duh, you need a damsel in distress.
Of course.
And then Riku, the dark, brooding emo guy, gets absorbed by the darkness. And Sora, the fucking Mary Sue at that point, decides that he's going to save the universe. So he meets up with fucking, soy boys, Donald and Goofy, because...
What's a soy boy?
Soy boys are like... How do I say
It's
this?
the first time hearing of that too.
How do I say this nicely?
Oh.
Oh God.
Cucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, soy boys are... okay, no, hold on. Goofy's not a soy boy. Donald's a soy boy.
I was gonna say Goofy has a child.
Goofy works hard.
Goofy has mass.
Donald has never worked a day in his fucking life.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking tell you that.
Alright.
So they decide that they're gonna partner with this fucking Final Fantasy 18 knockoff character.
18.
Yeah, 18, because that hasn't even existed yet. But when it comes to 18, like Sora's
gonna be the main
character of 18.
Goofy hooks.
So they decide to go save the world and go to a bunch of different places.
Mm-hmm.
What I remember from that game is Tarzan's World's bullshit.
I hate Tarzan.
Atlantica's bullshit. The fucking whale from Pinocchio is
Monster.
fucking
No,
bullshit.
don't tell me. He has to guess.
No, shh! Monstrolo is fucking bullshit. And you get to the end, and Ansem is apparently the... Oh, no, I gotta go back for a moment.
Okay.
So, Riku is apparently evil because he let darkness touch his fucking pee-pee hole, and he's just like, ooh, the darkness might be great. even though the darkness isn't great, and I felt bad for Riku, even though you hated Riku in one May. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I felt bad for him, so like, I'd probably also be in the fucking darkness. So, you know, he saves Riku from the darkness, then Sora turns into a fucking dark-ass motherfucker, like a Heartless or some shit. And what happens there is, that's how fucking Roxas is apparently created when he turns into... That's something that's explained later. So,
remember, these kids are 13.
Anyway, so basically...
I thought they were 14.
So, it doesn't matter.
13, 14.
Anyway,
Okay.
so he turns into a Heartless, then he turns not into a Heartless, then he goes to Ansem, and then for 2.5 fucking years as I played this goddamn fucking bullshit final boss.
Oh, this is part of the summary, by the way,
he sits there and says submit and keeps fucking killing my fucking ass. And then finally, I had to enlist May to help me beat the fucking game.
That's the official summary.
That is the official fucking summary.
You're welcome, Mira.
Kingdom Hearts 1. So the next game...
Wait, what? Wait, you're welcome, Mira. What am I thanking you for?
So the next game is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Oh boy, this one.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories doesn't exist. You want to know why? Because it's a fucking stupid, shitty card game.
You're making my ears ring. Stop.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a shitty fucking card game.
No, that's...
You don't correct me. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a shitty fucking card game on the Game Boy that apparently explains why fucking Roxas is there and why fucking Sora wakes up in a goddamn pot at the beginning of 2.
By the way,
I know what Robot's saying you're welcome for now.
so do you want me to wait till you finish something to tell you something about it, or do you want me to
Okay, just keep mental notes.
Okay.
There's too many things
like
we'd have
Well,
to
I know this one because it's something he didn't say.
Fine, go for it.
So Chain of Memories is actually on the PS2 now. It went from the Game Boy Advance to the PS2.
Yeah, because that's Chain of Memories, isn't it?
Well, still, Chain of Memories is on the PS2. He said Game Boy Advance.
That's what I was trying to say. Is that
okay.
Wasn't the original game on the Game Boy?
well, because here's the thing: the original game was not a card game. Rechain is a card game.
No, Game Boy Advance. It was a card game.
No, it was more like an RPG.
No,
I'll let you argue
in
about
the
this.
Game Boy Advance camera. I played this because I used hacks to beat this game. I did not like this game. Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance had cards.
Did it really?
Yes, I remember it. It did have cards.
You guys are the fucking experts on this
It did
shit.
have cards, and it was horrible.
I said I didn't play all of these. I never got to play the original Chain. I got to play Rechain.
You're not missing much. Just stick with Rechain of Memories.
I just know it started off on the Game Boy.
Yeah, it did start.
Recoded.
Yeah. Oh, I played that one.
Wait, what's
I didn't get to play that one either.
Okay, so, you're so excited. I can't tell anything. You got to
just explain, when did Recoded come out?
on the I don't remember. I just know it was on the cell phone first.
I think I was like
and
in
then
high
they
school.
went and put it on the Game Boy or the DS.
Oof.
I was like in high school, I think, when that one came out.
I remember. Yeah, so it was on the phone, and then they ported it. Like I said, the only game I can't tell you what it's about.
Things
is
are getting
the
heated in the
mobile
Kingdom
game.
Hearts
I
fan.
cannot tell you.
Okay.
So, yeah, Romana would have to tell me about that because she played it.
Yeah.
My tablet couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I only played some of it, and then it was was just too convoluted.
Things are getting heated in the Kingdom Hearts fandom.
It's always like
It's
that.
always like that.
Alrighty. So, the next game is Kingdom Hearts 2. So, Game Boy Roxas was created because
You guys are old.
Sora decided to be turned into a fucking Heartless in 1. So the game pulls a fucking Metal Gear Solid bait and switch because you play the first 3 hours as Roxas, which
I thought it
honestly,
was Game Boy Roxas, not Roxas.
Game Boy Roxas. I mean, we already know he's fucking like
Don't
Game Boy,
disrespect my son
Game
like this.
Boy who takes it in the ass by Zemnis. I don't even know who the
What?
This?
I don't even know who the fuck Zemnis
Recoded
is.
just explains stupid plot holes. Okay.
Yeah, Recoded is just like that. But anyway.
Okay, no. I'm gonna correct that. Roxas takes it in the ass by Jack Sparrow.
Metal Gear.
No, regardless. So Game Boy Roxas, who apparently, according to the fandom, is totally fucking gay for Axel. So Roxas is totally gay for Quentin Flynn, basically.
Yes, pretty much.
So, like, he decides to
Not
he decides to fucking skateboard for 3 hours.
Hey, that was a fun mini game. Okay?
I'm not saying it's a bad mini game.
I like that mini game.
That's just what I remember. You know what? I
hours.
played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I loved that
You'll do well
skateboarding
that
mini game.
mini game.
I was gonna say, there's a reason why Twilight Town is my entire.
Is there a
section.
is there a reason not? Fuck, I'm kind of drunk.
No shit.
Shut the fuck up.
I would have never guessed.
Is there a reason why, like, when I was playing that part, I was listening to Goldfinger on, like, loop?
Because it was skateboarding?
Yeah, it's like, I was hearing, yeah. So.
I think she's really wanting to know.
Flames of Locks.
She wants you to know it's Axel, not Zemnis, okay? She really wants you to know that. Anyway, so you skateboard for 3 hours.
So you skateboard for 3 hours. For
3 hours.
For 3 hours!
Okay.
Until the fucking creators of the game said, no, fuck you, we're not going to give you this infinitely interesting character. You're going to go back to fucking Sora in a pot. Because...
In a pot.
I like they call it a pot.
Because Roxas... Because that's how it was explained when I was in high school. It literally... It was like, yeah, Roxas existed, and then when you go to Sora, he's in a pot.
It's not a pot. It's
whatever.
It's
for 3 hours.
Anyway, so...
Okay.
You find out that Roxas doesn't exist, and then you turn into Sora.
Okay.
And then when you're Sora, you find out that Danny DeVito wants you to kill Hades.
Oh, okay.
And then that's a part of a giant plot of trying to get Crispin Freeman, who is Will Turner, to, get rid of, or get all the treasure chests, because I watched you do that shit. And the reason why you gotta get all the treasure chests is because fucking Sora has to save the world again and kill all the organization members. And the reason why the organization members are important in this game is because they're nobodies. And nobodies literally mean that they do not exist and should not exist, and that's why they should not be there.
They're just nobodies.
But the thing is like, they're super punk rock, in the sense that, like, they're fighting because they became creative. Like, no, we should exist, even though they shouldn't exist.
They're your high school friends' OCs.
They're basically your high school friends' OCs. So, as you fight, you fight against a guy that doesn't want to fight, that has a sitar that's like, dance, water, dance.
He's the best. He's the best.
Fucking Demix is actually pretty cute. He's
I
pretty
love
good.
him.
He's pretty great. Like, I watched her fight.
Oh, man,
Demix.
they sent the wrong guy for this one.
Honestly, like
same.
I watched you play it, and I'm like, man, Demix did nothing wrong, dude. Like, holy shit, Demix is great. And then you got like a dude with dreadlocks that's a super asshole.
Yes.
And then you got like a bunch of other assholes that you gotta kill. And then finally you get to the head of Organization 13, which I think it's not Roxas.
You mentioned him earlier.
Is it Zemnis?
Yes.
Zemnis is the head of Organization 13.
You got it.
Aw, Demi.
You got it.
So you gotta kill him, and then all of a sudden Sora is like, yo, I'm good enough in order to be somebody who can master my mastery exam.
Master my mastery.
What?
And that's what ties into Dream Drop Distance, which I'll get to that in a moment. But that's Kingdom Hearts 2.
I will tell you this summer, Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2, Riku got hot.
Alright, so Kingdom Hearts Coding. So that's a mobile game. Nobody fucking cares about that one.
Wow.
358 over 2 days.
Can I tell you something real quick about 358 over 2 days?
Lightsaber wielding bastard.
I have never beaten it.
Okay, so 358 over
I've come
2
close.
Okay, so 358 over 2 days was created
Because 358.
358 over 2 days
was created
because of the fact that people were angry that you couldn't play as Roxas in all of 2. So they decided, how can we rip people's hearts out? Oh, we'll tell his backstory. So they decided to create a game where he sits there and eats disgusting ass sea salt ice cream.
I know it's disgusting.
Because I don't want to have salt in my ice cream. I want it sweet.
We are literally right here.
It's actually not that bad. I've had it.
That sounds fun. Like, I want to vomit thinking about that. Like, I think about salt in my ice cream. I'm just like, what, did a Fago player make this? God damn it.
It's just because the salt and the sweet counteract and they balance each other.
Technically, ice cream has salt in it. Did you know that?
Wait a minute. I'm a hypocrite because I like sea salt caramel.
Exactly. Anyway, so you play as Roxas in his back.
You play as
with
Roxas,
this
and the chick in the game is fucking dead as shit at the end of the game. And apparently there's more sexual tension between him and Axel.
That's the summary of the game.
Like, that was basically shipped the game and, hey, let's rip your heart out even.
Woohoo.
That's fucking 358 over 2 days. And also I heard it wasn't that great of a game.
First of all, the whole idea of wanting to make a story about Roxas because you couldn't really play him in 2, valid reason, okay?
Alright, so Birth by Sleep.
Yes.
Birth by Sleep is the worst game in the franchise for this following reason. Because they decide to kill the hottest character off in the game.
I was ready to hide under the
The hottest character in any of the games, because Terra is clearly the hottest guy, and the fact that he became Terranort is the biggest bullshit, the biggest anime betrayal of 20 ever year.
Oh yeah, that was me to the game when I found that. I was like, they're like,
Greg is gonna die.
I was really angry about that.
Terra baby, no.
No. So basically what I learned from Birth by Sleep is this. Terra, Ventus, and Aqua are all homies.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They chill, they're really close, they're almost borderline family.
They are family.
They pretty much are, yeah.
They get, so shit goes down, and fucking Ventus ends up nodding. No. He turned into a fucking, like, dark as fuck counterpart that you gotta kill. And then Aqua apparently is the only good one, and we'll get to that in a moment. And then fucking Terra is corrupted by...
Play the tiniest violin for me.
What's the guy? Who's the main villain again?
Well, right now it's Xehanort.
Yeah, so he's corrupted by Xehanort, and he's turned old, and he's Terranort, and apparently this game is the worst game, not because it's a bad game, but because the bullshit feels you feel in that game.
Yes.
God, it's gonna feel really weird in if Xehanort is in 3, because didn't Leonard Nimoy voice Xehanort in Birth by Sleep?
He did.
He's gonna be
he was Master Xehanort.
Yeah.
They're probably
and then Mark Hamill was Ericus.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Hamill's alive. Yeah.
He was Master Ericus.
All right.
I know. It's just
so Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance.
Oh, that was such a good game. I like that game.
That's basically Pokemon the game.
I agree.
It is Pokemon the game.
Basically, okay, and I remember this because when we first met, you got this game, we played it. Basically, now we're flashing forward again because, I mean, why not make this a worse story than Metal Gear Solid?
Wow.
And apparently now Sora and him and Riku are going for the fucking mastery exam.
Yes.
And they're trying to become Keyblade wielders, even though
that
makes no fucking sense because they're already Keyblade wielders. And so you get a bunch of Pokemon, you defeat the Elite Four, and then you decide to become Keyblade Masters.
You're not wrong about the Pokemon aspect. You kind of do.
So Kingdom Hearts X.
Oh, I can't tell you this one.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. I'm not going to go into
I can't tell it either.
It was Japanese only.
Kingdom Hearts Unchained X, again, nobody cares about
That's
it.
also mobile.
There's some other shit that we got to get into.
Metal Gear is
so
a great
Kingdom
story.
Hearts 0.2. Because this is very passionate. Kingdom Hearts
This is very passionate.
0.2
8.2.
is why Aqua is evil.
Greg, you're drunk. Go home.
I need to play that, or excuse me, watch it. Which one?
Kingdom Hearts 0.2
Watch
is
play.
what sets up why Aqua is now evil in Kingdom Hearts 3. Because basically...
6?
Yes, Kingdom Hearts 6. Well, when I have a copy, you have a copy, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 6.
From what I apparently understand, 0.2 takes place after Birth by Sleep and explains why Aqua got set up in the place that she's at. So now comes... No, keep stroking my face when I do this. Now comes Kingdom Hearts 3.
That sounds like an odd
And I'm going to make some fucking predictions.
Let's do, you know what, after this, let's make some predictions, because I want to know.
Okay, you know what?
Should we
hold on.
fact check on what
Before Kingdom Hearts 3, our predictions, fact check my explanation of Kingdom Hearts. Let's start with May, because she's got some opinions. Let's go.
So Kingdom Hearts 1, you did pretty much sum it up.
Yeah.
In Birth by Sleep, you pretty much, most of these, you summed it up, like, pretty well.
Wait, I did? Are you serious?
What the hell? Yes, pretty
it's like
much.
a volume control button on your
What?
Stop. most of these you did sum up pretty well. I mean, of course there are some things in there that you don't know, so you're like, whatever. But pretty much, okay, so Ventus does not turn into Vanitas, the black-haired boy. He doesn't. You said he turned into him, and Terra does not turn into the old man.
Vanitas is the dark half of Ventus. Eric,
I didn't say. No, hold on. I didn't say Ventus turned into a little man. I said Terra turned into.
Yeah, that's saying he doesn't.
You said he became the dark-haired
boy. Ventus does not turn into the dark hair. They're two different people.
I know.
Okay, so here's the thing. Xehanort wanted someone to wield the Keyblade because he was trying to basically put it together. So
this story is worse than Metal Gear. God damn it!
He was training Ventus, but he realized Ventus would not be a suitable person to do it, just because you can't really corrupt Ventus. So he separated.
You sure about that?
He separated the good half and the bad half. The bad half was Vanitas, who's the dark half.
Haley Joel Osment, by the way.
That's Xehanort.
What?
Yeah, he's voiced by Haley Joel Osment.
Vanitas travels with Xehanort. That's the dark-haired character you see with him in the very beginning of Birth by Sleep. Ventus is the pure good half that he cannot train, that he sends off with Ericus.
And also,
hold on. Robot says Metal Gear is great. I love Metal Gear, but even then...
Ventus is a cinnamon roll.
But even then, Metal Gear's story is fucking ridiculous. And I love Metal Gear.
I never played Metal Gear.
But it's fucking ridiculous.
I will say, if you ever play, just play 1 through 4. Don't even play 5.
Yeah,
I skipped it.
Bullshit.
But, okay, so Terra, by the way, does not turn to the old man. When he gets possessed, he keeps his body, but he just has white hair.
He just has white hair,
You wanna know why? Because, okay, I'm gonna ruin this for you. The opening for 3, you see white-haired Terra.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that's okay.
That doesn't mean he's old. It's
he's
just his
playing
hair
chess.
turns.
Like he's playing chess. Yeah.
Okay.
His hair turns white.
That's young Terra Nort, voiced by Ben Diskin.
What do you mean?
Ben Diskin, yes.
What do you mean, young Terra Nort?
Okay, so young Terra Nort was in Dream Drop Distance, who took over
brunette Sora equals Vanitas.
So who took over Terra's
Greg
body?
summarized the entirety of Metal Gear.
Another night.
Great, summarized.
But pretty much, yeah. So young Terra. Okay, so I have seen it then. I have seen sort of the opening, because isn't that with the "Face My Fear" song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen it then. I watched it randomly. I have seen it then.
Face my fear.
But anyway, okay. So for the most
shout out to my boy Skrills for producing that song.
Because we're getting like super long here. So pretty much, yeah. You summed it up for the most part.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
For Birth by Sleep. Okay.
And the other games too.
No.
All of them?
No, keep going. Okay, so what about 2?
So 2, yeah, pretty much he has to save the universe. He takes on Organization 13, and Riku is fine.
Riku is fine.
What about Chain of Memories?
That's what the card... Okay, so Chain of Memories, you're going in... What's the name of the castle? Castle Oblivion. Mm-hmm. That's where the Organization 13 members reside. And you have to... Basically, it's going... when you go to these floors, they're taking Sora's memories. And he's going through each floor. He's reliving these memories. And every time he goes up...
He forgets things.
He forgets stuff, yeah, and he has to fight the organization members. Chain of Memories shows what happens to certain organization members, because in Kingdom Hearts 2 they don't appear, because they're already dead in Chain of Memories because Riku killed them.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you play as Riku in Chain of Memories. Like, after you beat Sora, you play as Riku. You find out Riku was fine all along, but he's trying to embrace the darkness. That's where the evil...
Why did I never play Chain of Memories OG?
Because at the time it was on Game Boy.
Because it was a card game, and you didn't like it.
Also that.
Yeah, it's a card game.
Riku glowed up.
He did. He glowed up. So pretty much, yeah. In Chain of Memories, you see why there's certain organization members not in 2, because Riku.
Yeah.
So.
Right,
and then Coded's that dumb mobile game I played where basically it's patching up stuff.
And then 358 over 2.
So that's basically, yeah, your Roxas in Organization 13. You find out what happened to Xeon and why she is not in the other games. And it's very sad. And they eat ice cream. And
God, watching the opening for 3 now hurts, because they have the kind of the recap of everything, and you see the recap for 358 2 days. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for this.
And you find out why the game is called 358 over 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I was going to explain this one because I didn't beat it.
I don't remember. I just know that you learn why.
So there's a journal entry where it's like day 358 or something, and then it's like it's really sad. Like I said, I've never beaten it. So
is that the day when she?
I think it's like half or something. I don't think I ever explained the 2 part. It's just 358 over 2.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. And then we know Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
Dream Drop Distance is basically Pokemon. You get the you get the Bounce Meow guy.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
then, and the best part of Dream Drop Distance is that the World's Ends with You characters are in there.
Yes.
And Riku is hot. That's the summary.
You guys go ahead. Like,
except for one of the members.
I hate to have.
Oh, that's right.
Axel
Yeah, he
did
did
that.
it.
I hate to have to do it for a moment because I have to use the restroom.
Are we pretty much done?
No, what we're gonna do because you want to talk prediction for 3.
I might say it for another time. This is almost like 3 hours.
No. You know what? Fine. I'll stay here.
Okay.
It's fine.
We'll just make it real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk predictions.
I'm hungry too, by the way.
It's fine. Let's talk predictions for Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll start with May.
Okay. Why do you start with me?
Because you're someone that I want to start with.
Oh, okay.
No reason. I just want to start with
So
you.
I want to know what the hell's gonna happen to Kairi. I hope she kicks ass again. Don't piss yourself. Yeah, please don't piss yourself.
I'm not gonna be smart.
I hope she kicks ass. I want to know why Axel's alive. I hope they explain that. And I want to know why Riku's car. He looks like a car. Key. But otherwise, I think it's from what I've been seeing because apparently somebody found a spoiler to Kingdom Hearts and Nana wanted to know really bad what it was, so they told Nana, and Nana said like apparently it's really sad, like it's like prepare yourself. So I'm wondering if like the ending's gonna be sad. If there's like a little plot twist that's gonna make it sad.
Can you send it to me?
Well, I don't know it. They didn't post it on the Facebook. They asked the person to PM them. They didn't specify. Okay. Yeah, so I really
slide into my PM.
Yeah, they slide to their DM. So I really don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna ask because I don't want spoilers for this game. I want to be like when 2 came out and I bought that game. I went in blind because the internet wasn't a huge thing back then.
Y'all are fucking nerds. I know. Played it until I was in high school.
I know.
I got mine as a gift. So.
Yeah, I played Kingdom Hearts 2 in high school.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so I hope the ending is not sad, or happy, but like bittersweet. Okay.
Mira, predictions for Kingdom Hearts.
Don't smack her.
Predictions for
yeah. So
predictions for Kingdom Hearts 3.
What do you think?
I just want Roxas to come back.
You know, Nomura's probably gonna pull some bullshit again.
I know, and it's gonna kill me, and I'm gonna cry all over again.
I am old as fuck.
I mean, you are the oldest in the room.
I am.
Not by much, though.
Are you ready for me? The realist?
Oh, God. I'm scared for Sora. Same, honestly.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow decided to kill off Riku. That's just gonna kill me.
I'm going to tell you this. So here are my predictions. Mm-hmm. Riku's going to die.
Riku?
Riku's going to die. Mm-hmm. Ventus and Roxas are going to disappear into the oblivion and they're never going to exist anymore. Mm-hmm. They're going to fucking die.
And what about Sora, though?
Sora decides to not sacrifice himself and decides to sacrifice Ventus and Roxas. Yeah. I legitimately feel like because he's so dead set on saving his friends, he's legitimately, and I feel like because of how mature that the games are getting now, that I feel like he's going to knowingly sacrifice Roxas and Ventus in order to be able to still be there for his friends. But I think it's also going to be bittersweet because I think Riku's going to die regardless.
Because I heard people, there were, rumors going around that it's because it's dark now. I wouldn't be surprised they killed off Riku. I'll be upset. I'll be like, I fucking hate this game!
Well, didn't they say this game is going to be the final one for Sora's story?
Yes.
Just for the Xehanort saga.
But
they're going to keep going.
I think he's going to defeat Xehanort, but there's going to be a lot of...
he's going to lose a lot. Oh, you know what I heard? Is that there's not a big aspect of Final Fantasy in this one. They took out a lot of the Final Fantasy.
Wow.
So it's just...
Then I don't want to play it.
I'm just saying that's what they did.
Damn.
No, I like...
How about this? How about we buy it and you watch us and you can make your own...
But we have Toy Story Entangled. Is that not the trade-off for you?
Make 6.
I'm just kidding.
I'm only saying that in a joking manner. Okay, also, the other plot twist, Flynn Rider dies.
What?
It's not canon to the movie.
Zachary Levi fucking dies as shit, dude.
Final Fantasy
Which, by the way, spoiler alert, Zachary Levi is coming back for Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I know. They said they said in there that the current cast of Tangled and the current cast of Frozen came back.
And Big Hero 6.
And Big Hero 6, yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Aside from Tadashi, because he's dead as fuck, dude.
Okay, rude, first of all.
Alright. Anyway, so we good? Is that our predictions for the game?
I think everyone dies.
Well, I mean, everyone does die in the end.
Anyway, yeah.
Unless you're Mickey, because House Mickey will never die.
Hold on. I forgot about the biggest thing that I want to talk about.
Oh, God.
Mickey's gonna get Mickey Norded. Mickey
I'm
Mouse.
glad I didn't take a drink.
His eyes are gonna.
I legitimately, and this is not unironic, I legitimately think,
Robot is already dead.
Yeah, you think?
I legitimately think
Mm-hmm.
King Mickey is the true villain of this whole series.
He's just gonna be because he's getting everything.
I feel like he created Xehanort to make things interesting because he was bored. That's what I think.
Because when you've been around for a long time as Mickey.
So wait, you think Mickey created Xehanort?
Yes, Mickey did totally.
I think
Because that Kid Art.
hold on.
The lettering one was all rude.
Can you
I'm
let
the
me?
meme of the map.
Can you let me explain why? Because I think they're going to reveal that King Mickey is omnipotent.
Well, I
And
mean,
him being omnipotent, like all-knowing and all-existing, he created Xehanort because he's like, let's make shit interesting.
you know
And
what?
then what's going to happen is Donald and Goofy are going to realize that King Mickey is literally like Dictator Mickey, and then the final boss is you have to kill King Mickey.
MICKUIMOUSC.
I thought was trippy in 2 is where you went to the old time world and Mickey.
Oh, yeah,
before he was
Timeless
the king.
River?
Yeah, there's a world in 2 where you play as like
It's
Black and
Steamboat
white.
Willie.
Oswald!
yeah,
It's Steamboat Willie era.
Yeah, before Mickey became king. It's pretty interesting to see.
That's
Anyway,
so good.
you have to pee, right?
I'll eventually do it.
Okay, go pee.
Well, we finished our predictions.
Yeah,
Anything else we want to talk about?
the game's gonna be good. That's my prediction.
Like
I'm getting it tomorrow. So yeah.
Regardless of what happens, like I legitimately think this game's gonna be good. I haven't played any of the other games aside from 1, but I think it's gonna be a good game. Maybe I'll eventually play it, but
Well, you will.
We'll all be crying for different reasons.
I'm gonna end up
probably.
watching you play it. So
Yeah.
From what
Anyway.
I heard, Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to be 30 hours. That's what they said.
it's
I
30
am
hours.
prepared.
I heard it's 30 hours, and I heard it's super depressing.
In Dream Drop Distance, you see Mickey two separate times.
Oh,
times.
you'd see Mickey as Musketeer Mickey in there.
Oh, that's so
He's
cute.
with the
I never got to play Dream Drop Distance. I haven't played
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts
in like 10 years.
years.
Yeah, Dream Drop Distance was cute.
Can't wait.
So, alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for enjoying
hanging in
this
there.
almost 3-hour podcast.
Jesus.
We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks for another edition of the HR Office podcast, where we'll talk about more shit and see what you guys think of Kingdom Hearts 3. So until then, hope you guys enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun at the cons, and I hope to see you guys soon. So until then, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.